Evening, everybody. Welcome. It's Wednesday evening, halfway through the week. We're nearly at Easter weekend, of course, as well. So it's going to be a bank holiday one, isn't it? Looking forward to that. I hope everyone's got some good stuff planned for the weekend. We will, of course, chat about that as we get into the stream. Monday was a bit bumpy, wasn't it? Monday was a little bit bumpy. 1 win in 7, followed by 3 victories back to back. We went from a 4-4-1-1 to a 4-4-2. Unsurprisingly, who'd have thought that would work in football? But there you go. That's what we did. Michael Owen told us to go 4-4-2. 4-4-2 we went, and we got some wins. Welcome to everybody, of course, Huddersfield Town. 13 seasons into the British Steel Challenge, still sat there on 8 trophies out of the potential 35 that we need to win. 36 if you count the All-Irish trophy as well, which we will need to add at some point. Evening Broadsist, Evening Frozen and Luffy, Evening Fat Nige, Jordan's in, Simcell is here, Franco's in, Raggio's here, Keeney's here as well, and welcome of course to everyone who's just in the background. Zeep as well is in there as well. I still feel dirty what we listened to. Michael Owen and 442. JX Lobes is in. Welcome, JX Lobes. Make sure you drop a follow on Lobes, by the way, if you don't already do so. A new streamer who we love around here, so do make sure you go and give the man some love and some support. We'd appreciate that. The Arsenal's here as well. Everyone's assembled. The crew are back together. As I say, Wednesday evening. Look at this. This is what happened, right? Are we getting a line already? Did Michael Owen peak at 17? He definitely did. Broadsist, give me a page. Give me a page between 1 and 331. We may have already read it, but let's do it anyway. Right. Reading from the good book of Michael early doors. Wilco evening, welcome, of course. A15's in as well. 33 is in as well. Franco is just trying to explain Sven's 442, although I don't know if this is any better. I've missed Michael. Page 46. Page 46. If anyone's brand new to the stream, by the way, wondering what on earth is going on right now, we read from Michael Owen's autobiography, and it's a channel point redemption because you don't give this gold away for free. But my God, it's dreadful. It's absolutely dreadful. If you think he's crap on BT Sport, just wait until you listen to what he actually can write down himself. So here we go. This is the first reading of the Book of Michael. There will be several tonight. Long before I signed professional forms for Liverpool, which I did on my 17th birthday in December 1996, I did the rounds, checking on some of the clubs who had expressed an interest in me while I was at Lilleshall. I didn't particularly enjoy that process because I've never relished the experience of turning up at a place where I don't know people, but I always felt comfortable at Liverpool. I'd been there in my school holidays and of course had signed Centre of Excellence forms. This was a fairly loose arrangement and didn't commit us to each other, but already a bond had been formed. I was becoming reassuringly familiar with the players, the coaches, and the other staff at the academy. As I said, one of my dreads in football has always been walking into a dressing room where I don't know anyone. That thought kills me. But quite rightly, Dad wanted me to accept a few invitations to visit other clubs and extend my education. I went to Manchester United and spent a week or two there undergoing trials. I always had the impression that United wanted to bring me into their successful youth system. It was when I went to watch a game at Old Trafford that I first came face to face with the man who had shaped the careers of David Beckham, Ryan Giggs, Paul Scholes, and the Neville brothers, Gary and Phil, just in case you weren't sure who Gary and Phil Neville actually were. Plainly, I was in the environment where homegrown talent was valued very highly. It's here that I have to make a confession that many readers will find out. Dun, dun, dun! I had no raging desire to play for Manchester United. Because if he did, he would have signed. But he clearly didn't. So there, he turned them down. As an Everton fan, he thought Liverpool was the team for him. I had no raging desire to play for Manchester United ahead of all other clubs, and even in Sir Alex's formidable presence, I couldn't pretend that I did. Before the match, we had the traditional meal in the stand, and then we went to Ferguson's office. I will always remember him looking me straight in the eye and asking, "So, do you want to play for Manchester United?" The question was so big and so simple that it threw me off balance. I was sitting opposite one of the world's leading managers, and I wanted so much to become a professional footballer. But I was a kid, and I didn't want to lie, so something stopped me from giving him the straightforward answer he was seeking. Ooh. Michael Owen would later return to Manchester United and collect a fucking whopping ton of cash. So he played the long game. Smart move, Michael. Smart move. So there you go. As an Everton fan, desperate to play for Liverpool, didn't want Manchester United. So there you go. Won the Ballon d'Or, Real Madrid. The competition must have been super weak that year. Look, I think we forget that Michael Owen was a good goal scorer. We've stopped at saying player, right? You know, good goal scorer. And he was a very, very good player at the time as well. But, well, things might have been different. Things might have been very, very different had he gone there. So, yeah, Michael Owen once told Ferguson to do one. Yeah. What they don't tell you is that in Michael Owen's second book, the reason that his hamstrings go is that Ferguson turned up and fucked him across the back of the hamstrings with a bat. It's like, right, I'll get you. I'm not suggesting, well, I am suggesting that's what Ferguson did. Can't prove it, but we've just got there. Tonya Harding style. Exactly. You know, I've already suggested that the Dinics went out and killed Coolio. I'm more than happy to suggest that Alex Ferguson nobbled Michael Owen. So, what are they going to? What's he going to do? Write something else? No. He was brilliant at times with Ballon d'Or. Well, look, I mean, hey, we could sit and go through all the Ballon d'Or winners. In fact, we could. You know what? Let's do that. Right? We get easily distracted as well. Even Gavin Brash, by the way. I saw you pop in. I'll go back and find out what we're saying with regards to Boom. Let's have a look at this. The Ballon d'Or winners, okay? We'll go from relatively recent times because, you know, you don't want to go all the way to the back, right? In fact, let's go backwards, right? So Benzema, Sadio Mane, and Kevin De Bruyne were, of course, the 1, 2, and 3 this year. Previously, Messi, Lewandowski, Jorginho, Messi, Van Dijk, the other Portuguese lad, Modric, the Portuguese lad, Griezmann, the Portuguese lad, Messi, Neymar, the Portuguese lad, Messi, Griezmann, Messi, the Portuguese lad, Neymar, Portuguese lad, Messi, Neuer, Ronaldo, the Portuguese lad, Argentinian, Messi, Ribéry, Messi, Argentinian, Portuguese lad, Iniesta, Messi, Portuguese lad, Xavi, Messi, Iniesta, Xavi, Messi, Portuguese lad, Xavi. It gets a bit boring, doesn't it, really? But let's... Ronaldinho, Frank Lampard, Steven Gerrard. That's 2005. 2004, Shevchenko, Deco, Ronaldinho. 2003, Nedved, Henri, Maldini. 2002, Ronaldo, the proper one. Roberto Carlos, Oliver Kahn. And when Michael Owen won it, 2001, Michael Owen, Raul, and Oliver Kahn. Previous year, Figo, Zidane, Shevchenko. The year before that, Rivaldo, Beckham, Shevchenko. Zidane, Davor Schuker, Ronaldo, Predrag Mijatovic, Zinedine Zidane, Matthias Sammer, Ronaldo, Alan Shearer, George Weah, Jurgen Klinsmann, Jari Littmanen. That's like Baggio, Bergkamp, Cantona. I mean, yeah, I wouldn't necessarily say it's like a particularly bad year, but he did all right. He did pretty well. No. Wednesday, tangent night, much like Mondays, Fridays. Yeah, all nights, to be honest. Arsenal. Like, if you're here for, as I said before, for structured, well thought out football manager where you can learn, and you're sitting there going, oh yeah, you know what I like about Jameson is that, like, you know, you really get a sense of how to play the game and how to improve. I mean, it's not here. Is it? Like, if you want to have to listen to Michael Owen's autobiography and then me going, I think I'll follow up half an idea I've got right now. That's where we get. That's where you get around here. Brash, all it was we enter tonight the finally. All it was tonight we enter finally as a league champion. Oh, congratulations, Mr. Brash. More importantly, we need to shout you out because we didn't do that at the start. Congratulations to Boone for finally winning the Belgian Jupiler League. Congratulations for that. I had an idea actually, and I thought about this. I was trying to work out whether on our system here we move and we swap these two around. Right? Is this an idea? If we put Stacey there as maybe as that volante here, does that give us, because we're very, very attacking on this side, right? Would we work better if we have Grant trying to stop some of this running, and then, or whoever's going to play there now, it's going to have to be Dempsey, isn't it? In there, then Stacey moving with the passes around here. Would that work a little bit better, do we think? It's just something, when you're sort of going, we can see the log. I'm wondering if that's a better idea. And it's weird. You're in the shower and you're sort of like, just going, and you're thinking about, imaginary footballers who play for Huddersfield. And you're like, I think my half-back and my volante are the wrong way around. Like, you'd have the wing-back on support. Well, you see, we like that, but the wing-back goes all the way up to the top. And when we had Grant was like bombing on last season. Rogi's doing bits, by the way, this year. Look at this. 13 appearances, 4 goals, 5 assists, 7.21. He's having a cracking night. Curran's just starting to come back in, to be honest. So he maybe can't get too far forward. So we could potentially pull him back to support. That could work, maybe. Full back there and defend. Keep him like that. But then again, he doesn't mind getting forward a little bit. Orion's in, by the way, with the 15 months. 15 months. Appreciate you. Very kind. Thank you, Orion. We could actually have Lafredo bombing on a bit more, but I'm not sure. Acceleration 14. Can he get back in time? Maybe. Gets forward whenever possible. So we could put Lafredo out there and he could go out and around. He could be the balance. But let's keep Miles there for the minute because we're playing against the league champions at this point. Right? We're playing against the league champions. We don't necessarily need an overlap here because Rogi's cutting in a lot. I don't know if he's got... Yeah, runs the ball through the centre, so he is running here mainly, to be honest. So that does allow for space for the fullback to get on the outside anyway. Boyle, it's the left-hand side. We're not as strong down the left-hand side as we were last season. Last season was all down that left-hand side, but we've switched the sides around now, and it's taking us a little bit of time just to balance it up a bit, So we'll see what we can come up with, but. It'll be fine. It'll be fine. Right, let's go for it. 3 wins on the bounce. We come up against the league leaders, Colchester. Hopefully we can get a decent result. Even at this stage of the season, I'd take a draw. Right. Okay, we're 4-4-2. We've got DLF dropping in as well, so it still technically is a 4-4-1-1. Really, they've got 4-3-3. James Carragher in the team. So let's see. We're of course in blue and white stripes. Colchester in red. I did do a little quick, and I shouldn't do. But when you're loading the game up and that, and you're waiting for people to start the stream. I had a little nosy around on the jobs board. Some interesting ones. I'm not wanting to move, but we'll have a little look at it, and I'm sure there'll be a few ones that you'll sit and go, oh. As I say, not ones that we're going to want to go to, but just very, very interesting, quote-unquote, options that we're not going to explore because we think Huddersfield is the right choice still. Right? Stacey whips the cross in, headed away. Rogi picks it up, out to Boyle. Oof. The defensive on the right side, doesn't matter if the wing-back is pushing forward more. To be fair, the defensive midfield is on the right to cover for the fact that everyone's pushing forward, so it was just an idea I had. Whether it's right or not, I don't know. But it's been the only thing I'm thinking that we've been slightly unbalanced by the fact that we have got everything bombing down that right-hand side. So the Volante is on the right as well. No, Arsenal. We're not doing it. Don't like we had our moment, didn't we, in the Papa John's when it was like 1-0 down against Accrington, and we were like, oh, here we go, we're getting sacked. And then we had somehow ended up winning 2-1 in qualifying, which was incredible. If you've not seen the VOD from Monday, by the way, go and have a look at it. We're gonna have to put that out as a highlight, to be honest. Stacey's through, because that was incredible, absolutely incredible. Evening, Rocker, how are we, pal? Welcome to see you in. Hope you're well. Last time you perused the job board, chaos happened. It's not going to happen, don't worry. In fact, I can tell you right now what's on the jobs board. Aberdeen, we're not going there. We're not going there at all. TNS is on the jobs board. Now we have to move to TNS at some point, but I don't know if it's now. They are still in every competition, and the Europa Conference as well. Trophies, we're still on 8, Richie. We haven't won anything yet, but I still feel like we can get something out of Huddersfield. You know, I feared for the stream on Monday. I thought we were done. I thought so as well, Arsenal. I genuinely thought we were having such a dreadful time. I don't get why it was. I don't understand how we ended up in the position we were. Oh, it just seemed like all of the luck had gone out, and we kept giving away silly penalties. Whereas now, let's just focus a bit more and try and make Huddersfield work. We've switched into this 4-4-2. That's going to hopefully push us into a better position. Could we make things right at Aberdeen? No. That's the end of the bridge still. I think it could be Roper. I think it could be the thing that sends me over the edge, to be honest. I think he's offside. Yeah, we need Ward to start picking up more goals, because he's not quite getting the run that we were hoping for. But he might get it. You never know. You know, but he just lacked so many. That was the other thing I thought as well, actually. Maybe crosses, and maybe put them in low, because he was heading a lot of shots, wasn't he? There was a lot of headers, and it wasn't particularly very good. Like, they were either heading them over the top, or it was just like misplacing them. So I thought, right, so maybe we put the ball on the deck and see if he's better on the floor. Makes sense, doesn't it? It's the only other option, really. The mood got very low at one stage on Monday, but this is Wednesday. That's the spirit, Arsenal. That's the spirit. Monday has been and gone. It'll come back. Don't worry, it'll come back. But yeah, Monday's been and gone. Let's now look. Let's now look and see what we've got. Low crosses is great if your wide players aren't the best at crossing. Okay. I thought it was more for like if your players are like quick and you just put little whip balls in. Here's Ward now. Intercepts. Biggs. Fired over the top. Right, I'm keeping my eyes on Miles, because what I might do is maybe push Miles out for Lafredo and put a winger on support down there, then put the overlap on the left. Yeah, so put him as a wing back. I know he wants to be on defend, but let's put him on support, and then let's put the overlap on the left. See if that works. Because Boyle's playing pretty well. Might just give us something potentially. Whip cross are great if you overload the penalty area players. I suppose we're not really doing that, are we? We've only got 2 up front. We've got this gap lacking here as well, so we might have to push Rogie and Boyle up, I suppose. It's a free kick for Colchester now, which is worrying because they've not had many highlights. Curran, great tackle. That's what we wanted. Rogie gives the ball away, wins it back. Ward, Biggs, we need to push our forward players a little bit higher, I think. Force the line of engagement up. Coming back to the halfway line to pick the ball. Yeah, there's nobody there, is there? Stacey intercepts. Rogie goes through over the top, sadly. Unbeaten since Michael gave us the tactical insight. That is true, actually. That is very, very true. Oof, out of the way. For now. Curran gets his head on it again. Rogie gets in, intercepts. Nice. God, Rogie. To Ward. Putting the hard Miles out there. He's the one who wants to be in the box, to be honest. Curran, Dempsey, he's not going to score from there, surely. No, of course he's not. Of course he's not. Good challenge by Rogie. Ward. Biggs, Stacey, Ward. Oh. Oh. That's what we wanted. It's Easter weekend. The striker is reborn. Right, here's Stacey there on the inside. Right, where's Dempsey? Dempsey, of course, is here now. So that little movement there. We changed Ward to a poacher. Proper daisy cutter. Bottom of... No, the keeper's expecting it going high. And he's put it on the floor. He's like, oh shit. Can't get down enough. That'll do. Keeper one step to the left. Far too. He's caught him off balance. In the bottom corner. Rogie floats one up. Stacey off the bar. Ward with the goal. Ward with the goal, Arsenal. Can you believe it? I'm tempted to bring him off now, actually, and put an extra midfielder into the to pack the midfield out and go 4-5-1 now. Hold the victory. He's done what he needs. He's through again, you know. Sometimes you've just got to turn the computer off, haven't you? Where's a bit of Route 1 football when you need it, right? It's another daisy cutter. He's just been trying too hard. Yeah, just fucking scuff your shots, mate. Don't go trying to put your foot through them properly. Scuff them. Corner cleared. Great save by Rachel. He sees that late. Big hand to it. Pops it away. Wing back on support there. Quit the game. It's broken. Yeah. Ward's turned into prime Michael Owen, hasn't he? I've got this, Gaffer. Don't worry. I appreciate that it's taken him this long to work out that we're sorted. Delete the save. We're done. Boyle out to Curran. Ward. Does he fancy a hat trick? He does, you know. Rolls through. Oh. Nearly. Well, that's top of the table. Colchester beaten. 4-4-2 Huddersfield could be a thing. What about that? That's pretty good, right? Delete the save. We're done. Yeah. We're back up into the promotion spots. There's still loads of games to go, mind. Still loads of games to go. 46 league games in this division. So still a lot. But you know what? That's a huge 3 points. Huge. How is the progression? Progression's going all right. So basically, we took over the team halfway through last season. Roper, there was 6 points away from the playoffs. Then they were in 10th. We ended the season. We lost out on the playoffs by 1 point. Right, we fucked it up. Should have been in the playoffs, really. This season, we're expected to basically win the league, but the board are like, let's just get to the playoffs, okay? So at this point, we started very slowly, right? But we're up. Right? Playoffs is fine. We can totally do that. You know, we've not really been outside of the top 6 for about 10 games now, which is about where we're expected to be. That was a weird patch of results last week. Like 1-1 against Portsmouth, lost to Blackpool, who were near the bottom, drew with Carlisle, who were near the bottom. We lost to Hull, got smashed off Lincoln. Dreadful. Right? But then we switched it around. We went back to 4-4-2, and we've won 4 on the bounce. So it shows we can do it. We've got the players for it. We've got £6 million in the bank. So when January comes around, we can always top up what we're lacking. I did mention though that this is what was about. Aberdeen is still about, right? TNS is about, and East Fife has just been picked up. So we're definitely not going to any of those, but really interesting, really interesting. We're not doing it, Mickey. Don't we, Mickey? We're not. I was just literally pointing to what is there, because I was doing it while I was waiting for the stream loading. I was like, I wonder what's around, just curiosity. But I want Huddersfield. I want to make sure it works. York City away next, then Blackpool in the Papa John's, and then Blackpool in I believe the FA Cup. straight after. So back-to-back Blackpool games, both away as well. So 3 away games on the bounce. We need to win this. The Papa John's one's the one we desperately need to win. Desperately need to win. Absolutely no Aberdeen Mickey Spoon. None whatsoever. Never Aberdeen. End the British Steel with Aberdeen with the last trophy. Well, see, I think you kind of onto something a little bit there, Roper. Like, we either end by winning the final trophy with Aberdeen, or winning the Premier League with Sunderland would be lovely. That would be great. But I've got a feeling it's going to be struggling with like Welsh Division 3 or something, or Welsh Division 2. Colwyn Bay is the team I want to do in Wales, or Barry. Did Barry years ago. I've learned one thing in your stream, Tony: never say never. We'll get there in the end. We'll get there in the end, Robert, won't we? You saw the 12-hour stream where we finally won the league with Sunderland on the last day of the season. That was incredible. Hurt my feelings slagging off my hometown team, mate. I don't think that you would want me in Aberdeen. Last time we were there, the club didn't want me in Aberdeen. I was dreadful, and I've got some demons I need to exercise. So potentially we could go back, but I just feel as though it's I just feel that you don't need me. You don't need me there. Let's be realistic. Premier League with Sunderland, yeah. Hey, why not? Why not? You know, if we're going to be realistic, none of this is realistic. Look, this is what we've won. We've won things. None of this is realistic, really. You know, the fact that we're 13 seasons in and we haven't been sacked yet is barely realistic. We did actually leave at one point, but before we could even get sacked. But it was like, no, let's just go quickly because we've won the trophy now. Let's get out. Dungannon, that's where that was, in Northern Ireland, turned up and they were like rock bottom of the Irish Premier Division, and we were like, should we just win a cup and fuck off? That's exactly what we did. We're like, right, it's not working in the league. We've won our trophy. Let's go. See you, lads. So that's what we did. But yeah, York City away, Blackpool away, then Blackpool away again. We're not going to fail FPP. That's good. FFP, sorry. That's fine. Job security, B. We're happy with that. C+ from the fans. The fans can be fickle. Right? They'll grow to love us. At some point, our first 11 sound like a fruit salad. Yeah. No seconds is incredible given your historic record. Yeah, maybe. Yeah, my history follows us around somewhat. It's not even like it's a long history either. It's like recent history. Right. They want Campbell playing. But I think we leave Campbell at the minute. Let's find the next Kevin Phillips and get someone in the Premier League. Exactly, Franco. Exactly. That's the spirit. It's a very rich history. It's definitely it's a history of sorts, Roper. Let's not beat around the bush. It very much is what it is. Some would be like, yeah, this is great. And others would be going, Tony, you are a fraud. A fraud and a fool. You know what? I don't think I can disagree with any of that, to be honest. But where would we be if we didn't have all that, eh? Where would we be? Put Fredo, put Miles, take Rowland out because we didn't get him. Stacey, Dempsey, Grant. Dallason's going to have to be sold, I think. This guy here is going to be Stacey. Dallison, let's also add John Grant in there as well. Oh, he's in there. That's fine. Biggs, of course, can play here somewhere as well if needs be. Out wide right, Rogi is the wide right option. Then Romario. Jones can come down the bottom here. Zenk and Cosgrove, probably about right. Actually, yeah, there. Then on this side, Barnett. We need to sell Barnett, actually, because it's just not happening for him. Don't quite think he's a player for us, really. Renford, of course. Harrison in there. Then up front's the issue, innit? Still lacking good quality strikers, I think. And we're playing Biggs as a backup striker, as a deep line forward, who's technically a midfielder. I'm just going, he's probably going to be okay up front. Right. Let's see if we can get. Reduce his asking price. He's already gone. He's already got a transfer agreed. Don't understand. Striker is what we need. Right. What is it we need then, chat? Do we think just a striker? Is that where we're thinking? Because I mean, they're saying get another attacking midfield right in. We can play a price out there, so we're not desperate attacking midfield right. Centre backs we look okay. Goalkeepers okay. I think it's a striker, innit? It's a striker, really. Like a proper good centre forward who can get us goals and be. Let's have a look at the current strikers. So the current strikers are, how can we go back and get back into the meeting? Basically, we've got we can, right? Excellent. So here's where we are in terms of strikers. So Paul Ward is our number 9, our number 1, number 10, whatever he wants to be. What we want is a Ward who can play like Ward should. That's pretty much it, Nige, isn't it? This guy on paper should be banging them in left, right, and centre. 6'2", 16 for finishing, 15 for composure, 13 for off the ball, teamwork of 16, work rate of 14, acceleration of 13, decision making of 13, 14 for heading, 14 for jumping reach. He should have 25 goals already this season. Like, Mickey, you're right. He looks mint, absolutely mint. 8 goals in 13 games, which again, in a sense, isn't bad. But he's missing so many chances. I've heard the PPM of places shots is really bad in this year's game. Potentially. Lloyd Lewis, again, has the ability to be very good. Finishing 16, composure 15, off the ball 13, teamwork 15, acceleration 13, anticipation 14. He's scored loads of goals at Glen Torren, 109 and 264. Place shots gets him nothing. Trainer preferred move. From what would you think? We're seeing here try first time shots. He's just knocked 2 in. He's just knocked 2 past the keeper, hasn't he? So Daisy cuts. So that's places shots is quite handy. We are playing 2 up front now, Mickey. Yeah, he ran the line on his own for a little bit, which probably wasn't ideal. So there are 2 main ones. We're then playing Biggs as the DLF at the minute, who's probably more of a midfielder, really, if I'm honest, but he's doing a decent enough job up there in terms of dropping back, helping out. Passing's good, vision's good, teamwork's good. First touch is decent, decision making, composure's decent. So he's sort of able to do the bits that we want. And then we've got Ross Campbell on loan, but we'll probably end up losing him because we're not really playing him to as much as Sunderland are wanting. Acceleration of 12's maybe not quite enough. First touch of 16 is very good. Decision making is very good. Composure is very good. You see, we've kind of got what we need. Like, we've got what we want. But you're right. Maybe there's change of pace, possibly. Do we need a Michael Owen? Is that what we need? We're looking for a Michael Owen now. Could be it. Could be it. Price is a winger. Yeah, 100%. 100%. So hang on then. Let's look here then on this. So, is that there? Striker. Can we get... Try Price and Ward up front. It's not a bad idea. Where do I see speed is what I really want, isn't it? Like I want player style is, oh, I don't know, it's not that, is it? Price for speed to deliver, and Ward should be what Ward should be looking for. Should be. Some hydrate. I've seen as well, Ropper needs a line as well, so give us a page number, Ropper, as well, between 1 and 331. I guess do we just go by attributes? And by stats, sorry. Do we look at shots on target per 90 minutes? Goals per 90? Do we just go goals per 90? And go, get me a striker who's scoring goals. Let's not beat around the bush here. Go, right. I need a goal scorer who can actually get goals. £6 million, Ropper. 6 million. So it's quite a lot, I think. Get another RM as well. I'll have to put that in the scouting bit here. Is if we're working those scouts too much. Right, there you go. Someone to compliment Ward. Goalkeeper and a centre back in a midfield. Right, yeah, so everything basically. Right, 267. This is for Ropper. Within days of the season ending, I was on my way to South Africa with England. Our long trip south was an exercise in diplomacy that featured a famous meeting with Nelson Mandela. Everyone was knackered, me included. After our early start to fly to the other side of the country for the day, I could hardly keep my eyes open when I was shaking his hand. But now I sit here and say I met Nelson Mandela. In my rocking chair, I'll be able to tell my children and grandchildren. Some of our players got stick for not going, which was desperately unfair. Playing for your country means so much to some people that they want to prepare 100% for the game. Gareth Southgate was particularly unhappy that people were questioning his motives for staying at the hotel. Still, with England, I finished an exceptionally long season on a real high. The date for our Euro 2004 qualifier against Slovakia was 11th of June. A full month after the end of the Premiership season. In a non-tournament year, when you're exhausted, you don't take kindly to games that cut right through the holiday period. We had a week in South Africa, a week in La Manga, a friendly against Serbia and Montenegro, then another week preparing for an important qualifier against Slovakia. Yet in that match, I felt an amazing sense of pride. This was my 50th cap, at 23 years and 181 days. I was England's youngest captain in a competitive match. At 1-0 down, I was getting edgy, but 2 second-half goals from me saw us home, and I was so elated that the 3-hour journey home felt like 10 minutes. 2 goals, 3 points, and a holiday just round the corner. I had 10 days off and was then back at Liverpool for pre-season training. I've been playing professional football since I was 17, and the most I've had off in a summer is 19 days. And while David Beckham was always on his way to Spain, I was making my own huge new start in life. In May 2003, I became a father for the first time. Well, meets Nelson Mandela, becomes a dad. Michael Owen, what I did on my holidays. Excellent, excellent summer for Michael right there. Father Michael, forgive me for I've sinned. Yeah, goal scorer who gets goals. That's what we need. That's what we need. So we've gone that on the recruitment drive. We've just basically said, find me a goal scorer who's scoring. It really is the way he tells it that makes it come alive. I'm trying my best. I'm trying to sort of like create this sense of like, oh my God, this is, Michael Owen's life, but it's just also nonsense, isn't it? Can Rogie play up front? I don't think he can really. No, I think he's very much a midfielder. He's not strong enough. His finishing's not great either. And also the composure. Oh, goal bar. Yeah, right, Dan. Good point. Good point, right? Look, this, okay, for context, right? Gold bars. Remember them from back in the day, right? Like, how small are we talking? Look. That is not a thing. Thanks to 2 goals by me. Yeah, exactly, yeah. Not wanting to blow my own trumpet right here, but if I didn't score the goals, then, hey, you know what I mean? But wagon wheels, right? So wagon wheels are still a reasonable enough size for wagon wheels, but yeah, goal bars are elite, 100%. Right, do we rest Paul Ward for the game against York, given the fact he's just scored 2 goals against Colchester, because we need him to score goals against Blackpool? That's what I'm thinking. I think redeem Wilco, redeemed. I'll have a wagon wheel as well. Put Lloyd Lewis in. Then you shall have a wagon wheel, Wilco. You shall have a wagon wheel. Right. This is for you, Wilco. Right. Let's put Grant back in as well. So look, see, we've got some lines kicking in now. I tell you what, I'm going to rest Rogie actually. Put Price in for this match. Let's put Lafredo in. All right, let's go. We could actually do, I know that there was a message on as well saying we could do with a backup for Boyle. That's a good shout actually. We've got Congreve in there who sort of can play out on the left hand side. But you're right, we haven't really got any dynamism on the left because that Halter, I think he's probably going to go back, isn't he? To be honest. Should do a redeem beer. I mean, we could, but I'm on the wagon, so it's a bit tricky, that one. To be honest, it would be I can pop downstairs and get another Guinness Zero, do that, but. Next therapy session, Tony. Look different what's happened. 890 sweets on stream. Yeah, pretty much. Pretty much. Wing attacking left hand side, wide midfielder, sit narrow on the right and runs inside with the ball. Yeah, that's not a bad shot actually. Ball's a good playmaker. He can be. And I think that Congreve can do the same, to be honest. I think he's got He got lots of assists last year. He got lots of goals last year. Granted, it was in a division below, but I think he's got the ability and the capabilities to create for us. Well, yeah, Holter, I'm just disappointed in him. On the wagon short term, I don't really know, to be honest. I've not really got a plan for it. I think I've had maybe collectively maybe two weeks worth of drinks between like November last year and now. So that's like a week of Christmas, and then I had like my birthday. I drank at the wedding we went to the other week. That's been it, really. Like, so not even 2 weeks worth of boozing in that time. So for some people that's definitely not off the wagon, but for me that was off the wagon, or on the wagon, I should say. Sorry. And I had draft and craft, which was basically silly on the anniversary stream. But apart from that, nothing really, right? So I don't know. I'm not sure what the plan is. I'm not missing it, that's for certain. Like, I thought I would, but then I've not really. So it's I guess it's one of those things where I'll just sort of see what happens. Like, I think my relationship with alcohol was definitely getting into a place where I wasn't entirely happy with. So I think at least I can now sort of like say, right, I've got a bit of a cap on it, and I'm okay with it. And I just go from there. And to be honest, what's the choice when I'm out? I never go out really, Wilco. Like, we've got 2 kids, so it's difficult to ever do that. But I'm partial to a Guinness. Like, Guinness is my thing. But it's red wine in the house, like, or red wine went up. Like, at the wedding, red wine went a little bit too quickly. But yeah, when I'm out, never go out. Like, when I was comedy, it's just I was driving all the time, so I couldn't really drink when I was gigging. But then if you were away for the weekend, you'd sort of like you'd stay in the venue and crack around with all that stuff, and drink whatever's there. But like I say, it's just something that I needed to get a bit of a curb on, I think. And Guinness Zero is pretty good, to be honest. So can't complain. Never had a Guinness. Oh, Robbie, you've never lived. Never lived. I think you'd like a Guinness, actually. You're a red wine drinker, so you like something that's a bit heavier. Let's get Campbell on for Biggs, actually. People go one or another. I think it's smooth and drinkable, or it's thick and heavy. Yeah, and I think it's a bit of both, to be honest, Franco. I can go a night on the Guinness. You do feel a bit heavy afterwards, but like lagers are just too gassy, Disaronno and Coke for Wilco. Oh, nice. See, the problem with Disaronno is it's just all I can taste is marzipan. Dempsey, Lloyd Lewis, Stacey. As I go from distance, still do many gigs and knock that on the head these days. Like, it's a tricky one, Arsenal. Like, because obviously when the kids turned up, it just made gigging so difficult, and like pandemic kicked in. There was people who were like, as noble as it sounds for me, there was people who were who would gig more than I would, and needed to be gigging more than I was. So like, I was like not putting myself forward for gigs and stuff. And then I just sort of got a little bit lost in the system, I suppose, really. But just too tired to be gigging. Like, I've got a 4-year-old and a 3-year-old, and then like trying to find a way to make all that happen. I was like, nah, I'm not really sort of like missing it enough, and I wasn't coming up with any new material that I was happy with. So like, I'll get there. Like, I've had like a couple of things in. I've done a couple of gigs, and I've got one in June, I think, maybe, or something. No, August actually. But we'll still do bits and pieces, but it'll be local. It won't be travelling too far, to be honest. Because again, it's like we did Nottingham for FMT, and then we're going to do Insomnia on Friday, which is going to be great in Birmingham, and that's probably about the furthest I've driven for entertainment purposes recently. So yeah, it'll be fun. 0-0 away at York's not a great result, to be honest. That's the winning streak over and done with. So never mind. Evening, Alice. Hey, how are you? Welcome in. Pleasure to see you. We don't see you often on an evening, but it's nice to have you. If you're not following FM Girl, by the way, why the hell not? Right? don't just follow the stream. Go and follow the Twitter comic as well, by the way, because it is incredible content. Let's go and pull this one up as well for you. Alice is busy smashing Wales with Clantwich Major. Not even just Wales, like Europe, the whole thing, that sort of stuff like that. But yeah, definitely drop her a follow. Streams during the day, absolutely awesome. You'll love it. You'll love it. Need to split whilst calling or yelling. A drone whilst watching the stream. Oh, here we go. Yeah, that means the next episode must be around shortly. So keep your eyes peeled for that. The kids turned up as if no one's quite explained how it happened. Oh, we can explain it, Arsenal. We can explain it. There's and I've talked about it on stage before. So some people in the chat who've been with us for a while, they understand what's going on. So it took myself and Mrs. J 5 years to get our first child, because we had loads of complications and stuff, and Mrs. J's got a thing called polycystic ovary syndrome, so it meant that it's quite difficult for us to get pregnant naturally, and we were sort of like in and out of hospital and stuff, doing lots of tests and like back and forth to Leeds quite a lot. So from York to Leeds is about 40 minutes, but like having to do that like weekly or bi-weekly for what felt like forever. I think it was at least a year. It was just really tricky. Like we were almost sort of in the IVF system as well. That's sort of where we were going with it. And we just sort of kept trying to see what was happening, and like we weren't getting any closer. And then it was just one of those things where it was like, right, we'll sort of see where we are. And then eventually we went on like some medication and stuff, which sort of like helped everything. And then we found out that we were pregnant at 3 weeks, which is like super early, super early. Most people tend not to sort of say anything until about 12 weeks. Well, that's when you get like your growth scans and stuff. So we knew from that early on, and it was just like, right, you know, what do we do? We just sort of keep everything sort of on the QT sort of thing. Eventually we're like, right, no, everything's cool, we're grand, like, you know, let's make a thing about it, and like we can tell people. So that then happened. So that was amazing. And we had the whole sort of like sort of the full process in terms of like being pregnant, and then like, you know, going and having the baby and stuff. And that was great. And then we had the second, because of everything that happened with the first, we were like, we always wanted to try for a second, but we were like, right, you know, this could take a while. At that point I was 39, and we found out that Mrs. J was pregnant because she'd knackered her knee, right? And we were sort of going like, oh, you need to go and get it checked out and stuff. So she was taken to the hospital to go and get an MRI scan. Now they said when you go for the MRI, they're like, is there any chance you're pregnant? Because if you are, then we can't do the MRI on you. And she was like, no, there's no chance, not at all. And they're like, look, just double check, because, you know, if you are, there's radiation and stuff, we would hate for anything to go wrong. So bought a couple of pregnancy tests, and then lo and behold, it turns out that we were pregnant, and we're like, what the hell? Like, that makes zero sense. Like, that it's just impossible. We went through this process before for it to happen. So we're like, what the fuck? That's like proper mind-blowing things. And we're like, that's really weird. So we're like, oh, I wonder how far we are. We can't be that far, surely. And so we did we checked everything, went for the scans to sort of find out how sort of far down the line we were, and we were 20 weeks 20 weeks down, which is usually when you can find the gender of the baby. So we're just like, fuck, like, we had no idea for 20 weeks. So we're like, right, this is a bit surprising. And then when he was born, he was 7 weeks premature. So we only had like a 14-week pregnancy with him. And we turned up, so like Mrs. J is like sort of feeling a bit groggy on a morning, like just feels a bit like, oh, you know what I mean? Like, not really feeling it. We've got a growth scan booked at the hospital that day. I'd left work on the Friday, so the growth scan was on the Saturday, and I'd left work on the Friday, just like casually as we're going out, being like, oh, I probably won't see you. We'll have the growth scan over the weekend. Probably won't see you. I'll be off for a few weeks, because we have this kid and that, right? Just joking on. And then Saturday morning, Mrs. J's, like I say, feeling a bit grumbly, and I'm like, well, look, how are you feeling? She's like, I just feel like really off. So she rang the hospital saying, like, well, this is the situation. They're like, we think you're in labour. She's like, nah, I can't be. And then she was like, well, I mean, I have been feeling bad for about 2 hours. I'm like, what? Like, you need to tell me this sort of shit, right? So at 7 o'clock, we get her sister to come over to like look after our eldest kid, sorry. So right, you have to sit here for a little bit with him while we go to the hospital. So we turn up into triage. So they're busy, obviously, changing over from the night shift. So there's only like one nurse in. There's like us and there's two other couples who are clearly in for, again, similar stuff like growth scans and things like that, or like checking out on their babies who are clearly further on than ours is. And great ball through, Stacey intercepted, and we're sat there. So this is like, as I say, about 7 in the morning. Mrs. J sort of goes, I feel a bit, I need to go to the toilet, right? So she goes to the toilet, comes back, she's like, I didn't go to the toilet. And it's in the room, right? We're on this ward. So I didn't go to the toilet. And I was like, all right, okay. And she goes, I want to go to the toilet again. Can't now with a goal. I want to go to the toilet again. I was like, all right, fair enough. And then the nurse comes up to us, who's like sort of running the ward. I says, you might want to keep an eye on her, mind. I says, because like when we gave birth to the first child, she went to the toilet twice, and like that put her into labour. And just as soon as she got to the toilet, which is like no more than what, 30 steps, if that, from the bed to the toilets, all I hear is like, oh my god, like, and then like you pull out the emergency cords and that, and fucking all carnage broke loose. What the hell? 2-0. Right, so that's the point, right? That Mrs. J goes, oh yeah, the baby's coming. So it's just like, shit, right? Get her off the toilet, get her back into the bed. By the time they get into the bed, the baby like comes flying out. We have to catch her like a wide receiver. And these other two families who were like sort of in there going, what? Like quick, like curtains go around that. The whole place is just sort of, doctors come like piling in. I'm like sort of like in the middle of this, just like, what the fuck's going on here, right? And it's like, and you just stood and like everyone's like running around you. And the only thing that I was of any use on at that point was I knew what time the baby was born. I'd been watching this, right? I can tell what time that is. No one else has made a note of it, but I've got it. Right? Noah Carroll with a goal there. We have to keep an eye on him because he's quite a good player. And then then we're sort of like going, all right, okay, fair enough. In he goes. He's born in that. And then it was like, oh, hang on, he's not meant to be born yet. It's got another 7 weeks. Now what? So obviously like whisked away and that, checks out, gave him all his tests and stuff, and we're like, right, he's probably going to be all right. Like, he's a bit of a monster in the in that unit. He's like 4 pounds or something, but which is like big for that unit. But of course he's got to stay there for a couple of weeks, and we're like, how mental that happened. And of course, while that's all that's going on, I'm like, do you want to cancel the growth scan for this afternoon? Because I don't think we need it now. Like, I think we can tell how big he's going to be. And then obviously had to like sort of text work, just go, can someone cover my shift on Monday? And they're like, all right, why is that? I was like, turns out we actually did have the child after all. So yeah, so just absolute madness, and like, you wouldn't tell now. Like, you wouldn't tell that he was as early as he was. He's feral, absolutely feral. But yeah, like proper fit and healthy. Like, staff were incredible, and like we did charity stream for them. It was like World Prematurity Day in November, which ironically was when he came out of hospital, which was great. So like he came out of hospital on World Prematurity Day, which was like so cool. And so we did a charity stream. We did like charity weightlifting at the gym for all that sort of stuff. And we were so let's lift 1 million kilos in 12 hours. We did 2.2 million in fact instead, so we actually doubled our efforts. Raised about 11 grand, I think, in total for the unit that looked after him, which was, again, like, people's generosity is incredible, absolutely incredible. I'm not even watching any of this. This is all sort of like, I should probably listen to Papa John's. I didn't really focus on it, but like, and people from the stream, like, we got such a great, you know, support from the stream, like, because we took the laptop into the gym and left it there, recording everything, so that people could watch me sweating for 12 hours. It was disgusting to watch. But, like, you know, I think we raised about sort of 400 quid or whatever from our community on stream as well, which was like, just, yeah, myself and Mrs. J were like, okay, you lot are awesome, absolutely awesome. But yeah, just reading up there, Mrs. Arsenal's in a similar place. Understand the struggles of finding it difficult, looking to expect our second in June. Congratulations to Mr. and Mrs. Arsenal. See, and the thing is, when I started talking about this on stage, and this is when I was like, and what's really interesting was I thought this was the time I was starting to talk about this sort of bits as a comic, and it was going to be like really interesting stuff to talk about that made me a bit more of an interesting stand-up than like, oh, have you noticed this before? I'd get people after the show coming up to me going like, oh, this happened to us, like we went through the same situation, and it was just great to sort of be able to sort of like speak about something that was real for people, you know, and this, you know, these shared experiences. So it was great that we did it, and like I say, to get where we got was amazing, and of course what we've got off the back of it again is just like superb. But it's just yeah, it was just a hell of a ride, absolute hell of a ride. So yeah, when it's like, are you doing much comedy reason at the minute? Not really. Not really. Nah. Down Carnell, Grant deflected over the top corner. Yeah, we need to beat Blackpool now, by the way. 2-0 up, and we managed to let it slip to 2-2. Classic TJ, man. Let's move Harrison there then. Change the DLP on support, actually. Oh, Zeep's in. Tier 1 sub to FM Girl. Appreciate that, Zeep. Very, very kind indeed. Harrison can't quite play the ball through for Rogie. Cautious as well. Don't want that ball played over the top. There it is, though, isn't it? That's the ball. This is where it's made. This is going to be 3-2. I can tell. Told you. Fuck. Fuck. Look at that. Look how many players back. Where's this? There's just. Damn it. Hovering over the gift button for a bit. Didn't want to interrupt the lovely story. Oh, mate. Oh, bless you. Bless you. Very kind indeed. Right. Travis is going to have to come on for Hughes now. Have to go attacking as well, aren't we? Some players going up front a bit. Ward, Rogie, don't shoot. Straight at the keeper. Absolutely a nice thing to do, Wilco. Absolutely. Thoroughly appreciated it. Biggs comes deep, drops it. Rogie Play the ball at the top. Ward's not going to go for it. You're right, we do miss a bit of pace, don't we? Just someone to go get onto those balls. Carnell, Stacey, and Wardy. Oh, here's Price. Go back. Wardy! Zenk is available, actually. Zenk is available, but we're out of subs at the minute. All we needed was Wardy to get his goal. He's a man for the big occasions now. Now he is. Oh. When he's up there and someone delivers to him, yeah, like he's a fox in the box player, I think. I mean, we need to be a bit more up front. Really, like, I don't think we can sort of like have him playing as a player, sort of like run onto the ball or whatever. I think he's got to be there and like sort of just take the opportunity, really. Ball back. One last chance, maybe. Harrison, Rogi's through. Oh. What a goal. Some of the front line delivery of the boxes isn't quite right. Maybe, but that works. That works. I do sound a little bit full of cold, Mrs. J, you're right. I can feel it coming. I feel bunged up. I said that the other day, actually. I feel a bit... Ugh. Good job we haven't got... Good job we haven't got insomnia coming up. You know? Slow the tempo down a bit. Be disciplined. Great finish from Rowie. 4-3. So 2-0 up, then 2-2, then 3-2 down, then 4-2 up. That's how we do it in Huddersfield, isn't it? Then 4-4. Oh, no. Just cancel it. Just send everyone back up front again. What are we doing? Penalties. Calm. 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 Don't let. Just don't let. Just don't let it be Ward that misses. Like, do you know what I mean? Price makes it one. Remember, it's composure, not finishing, that we need in penalty shootouts. Higgins, 1-1. Rogi's number 6, yeah. Harrison fancies it. Pick that one out. What a penalty that is. God. You know what, Arsenal? If I didn't have to, I wouldn't. Biggs is injured. Oh. Fucking get in, Ward. What a penalty that was. There's no way he was missing that, was it? Oh. Need a route map to TNS. I think we can still get promoted. but it's just going to be a bit. It's going to be shit that we might not get the Papa John's on the way. Oh. Let's go Aberdeen. Yorkshire doesn't deserve us. 4-4. Gotta be kidding me. What are we supposed to do? How are these? Like, right, let's take that off, right? Someone get that man a goal back. The problem is that, like, we didn't even have time. The game didn't even pick up the change. It doesn't even pick up the change. Like, that's the frustrating thing. I think you need to get a 0. Like, they went down the left-hand side, okay? We're on a fullback on support. Like, scratch 2 more trophies off the list this year. TNS job is still available. That's all I'm saying. We need the league. We absolutely need the league, right? Okay. If we don't win the league, we have to leave this season, I think. Derby's back. They're 21st in the championship. They could go down, actually. So, TNS suck. I know they do, Alice. But the thing is, we don't want to be taking part in this. Like, realistically, because we have to win the titles. Like, sometimes we don't get to pick teams we want to go to. Like, we just have to kind of, like Linfield, for example, in Northern Ireland. We were like, right, let's just go there because they're the best team in the league. Unfortunately, we have to go and, like, get it done. And that won us the league. I don't want to have to go to TNS. I'd rather do it with Barry or something, but if it has to be TNS, it has to be TNS. Woolwich in with 2 months. Yes, Woolwich. Very, very kind indeed. Even the closing, is it time for Wales? Starting to feel like, isn't it? We haven't got time to dethrone TNS. Exactly. Stuck on 8 trophies for too long. All very valid points. So, with that in mind then, do we take the TNS job next season? Do we go now and get it booked in and go, right, let's go and get Wales done? This season they've still got the Europa Conference League, the SPFL Trust Trophy, right? The Nathaniel MG semi-finals, the Welsh Cup quarter-finals. So they could technically still get a lot of trophies. But then again, we could also lose a lot. We do still need League One. TNS is the way to clear Wales, yes. Then what? I don't think Huddersfield will sack us because I don't think we've got... Yeah, we've not got in there. We haven't got a... We haven't got a you can't apply for a job thing. Without the Pizza Cup, you haven't cleared League One. Apply for TNS, maybe they'll let you take over in the summer. True, but there's also that thing as well of thinking that if we go in the summer, horror, welcome in, appreciate the follow. If we go in the summer, then we're not in the situation that they are now, where they're already in the SPFL trophy, right? So that's the 4th round. So let's look. There's the quarters, the semis, and the final. There's only 3 more rounds to go after this one, and they've got Queen of the South. So that could be a tricky game, but there's Winfield, right? It's a bite of the cherry. They're in the semi-finals of the MG Cup, so all we have to do is beat Barla, and then it's Aberystwyth or Cardiff Met. Okay? And then Carmarthen in the quarterfinals of the Welsh Cup. There's Clanwicke Major. Alice, there's your boys down there. There's a better narrative if we end up playing them tonight. League One still need doing with the Pizza Cup can be done by a Premiership under 21s team. They can, but it just feels... The under 21s thing feels cheating, really. I know it's not, but it just feels like it. Would you consider the league title yours if you went there now? I think I'd have a little bit of... It would be tainted. It would be tainted. Because they're pretty much... How many games is the league season? They're 9 points clear. How many games is there? Is it split into spots? Yeah. Sign their forward. Doesn't matter who sits on the bench. If it's us, it's us. Yeah. I'm sure TNS really should start the new season. I agree, Rajul. Process is already over. Oh, okay. There you go. We'll be taken after the Northern Irish team. Well, we jumped in and just won the trophy and left, didn't we? We didn't really stay much for the league. Right, there you go. That's it decided. Right, we're staying. We're staying. It's gonna be Colwyn Bay in Wales. That's the next one. Right. If you're working on that theory, you better delete the cup you won in Northern Ireland. Nah, it's not that. It's not that bottom. But like, there's a difference between winning a trophy and winning a league. You know, we had one match to play and that was it. So I think we're halfway through. I mean, look, I'd rather play the full season personally because then we can get everything all set up. Is there a second division Wales? Yes, there is. There's 2. So there's a Cymru North and a Cymru South, Franco. So we have to play both of those. We've got to get them both in. Win League One in Wales becomes a whole lot easier on your reputation. They'll attract better players. Probably. Whether the finances are there in order to help that, we don't know. But we can certainly try. We can certainly try. I'd like a full season. Do you know what I mean? I don't feel like we should be leaving Huddersfield, really. I feel like there's definitely a team here. That's what I feel like. So Yeah, I think we've got something. What it is we've got, I don't know, but I think we've got something. Go to Wales and Bailey becomes a wonder boy again. Oh, could you imagine? Could you imagine? Do that. He'd be about 36 and we'll still get him in and be like, yeah, here we go. Get Blakey back out. Right, a couple of changes against Blackpool because obviously everyone's knackered. Go for the automatic promotions. Yeah, I think we've still got enough about ourselves to get promoted. Still. I think. Oh, we could have DJ. We could have DJ in Wales. That's a really good shout, actually, Zar. Yeah, I think the next move has to be Wales. It can't be back to Scotland. Because that's just horrific. We tried East Fife. It didn't happen. Didn't happen. Sank with an effort. But what's happening though is that we're going to get to a point where we're going to be able to go to the bottom of the division. So we're going to have to go to Panorama North, Panorama South again. We're going to have to do Cymru North and South as well. And then we're going to have to do all of Scotland. So, Scottish Division 2 upwards. I think by that time we can get into the sort of the slightly more journeyman style, take our time. Once we've got a few more trophies on the board, once we're going to go into like 10 trophies or 11 trophies out of 35, that looks better than 8 out of 35, 13 seasons in. The longer we go without another trophy, the more it starts to feel a bit like, are we going to get this done ever? Possibly? Don't get promoted this season, we'll have to move to a new team. Yeah, I agree. I don't think we can stay for another season with the way that the team is set up. It don't look right. This team has to get promoted. Has to. And the trouble is that once again we thought we planned it well. We're like, right, we're doing this is like a bit of decent due diligence on who we buy. Goalkeeper was brought in, he's the best goalkeeper in the league, make sure we do that. Striker brought in Ward, like he looks like he's going to bang goals all over the place. Lee Miles, Miles, we go for get a £6 million full back in, like he looks great. A couple of squad fillers in there as well, and then it's like, oh actually yeah, turns out that we still haven't quite got what we needed. Tactically we're still a little bit off. Fullback on support has apparently caught out of position here. What's the... this defender's looking the wrong way. And then he still gets in front of him, and he still can't get there. I've got no idea why fullback's at DM. It makes no sense. But he thinks he's having a great time. So... And this is the FA Cup, and I know we're not going to win the FA Cup, so in a sense we might as well just get knocked out and then focus on the league. But even still, it's just frustrating, isn't it, when you're seeing things like this happening. Just like, come on, we can't be making these sorts of mistakes again, surely. Surely. Fucking Blackpool again, exactly. Cass is in with 18 months. Yes, Cass, how are you? Welcome. Pleasure to see you back. Hope you're well. You must have finished British Steel by now, surely, or given up, one of the two. You were on a stack of trophies last time we saw you. 100 bits as well. Thank you, Cass. Very kind. Very kind. You might have seen there's been a bit of sadness on the stream. We've knocked out of the Pizza Cup by Blackpool. We're now losing to Blackpool in the FA Cup. We thought we'd planned well, but it's just not quite, still not quite there. Hughes has lost confidence. Well, you know what? If that's you losing confidence, God's sake, I don't even know what to suggest. Right, there. Just scratching my head at this point. Yeah, we might still go up. But as you say, like let the cup games go, which is fine. But it's just, I think it's more frustrating than anything. Like, you know, and we will be able to. Like, you know, we can still improve in January. We've still got loads of money to improve in January, and it's just about getting the right player in now to be able to help that. Campbell's been crap. Zenk, I think we move. There, let's bring Campbell off actually and put Lloyd Lewis on. I'm not entirely sure to see what happened. Is it a penalty? It's a free kick. Either way. Let's switch them around as well actually. It's Zenk and Price can change. Need more encouragement. Switch the two centre midfielders up as well, so Harrison's there as a DLP now in the middle. Ball through. Zenk. Price, he's put it wide. How's the defender touched that? No distraction, we can focus on the league. That's what the fans, the players and everyone wants. Promotion. That's the answer, Mickey. That's the answer. No more Azerbaijan talk. I need to focus on what the players and the fans want. Ooh, that was close. That was very close. You know what? Get away. Chase him down. Go on, Rogie. Get those legs going. In the Boyle. Lloyd Lewis. Hang on, he's found a way. Rogie onto someone's head. Oh, we've got low crosses on, so he's not going to get there, but now it's the counter-attack. Demand a bit more. 2 shots on target, 1 shot on target for us. Well, to be fair, we started with work the ball on the box unticked. We've now put it on. I mean, it doesn't really seem to be making much of a difference, to be honest. Whether we're trying to work the ball on the box or crossing it, there, players aren't there. And, oof. Get that going right. When you go for the TNS job, tick some cups off. Yeah. We thought about that, G-Bout, but they've obviously already picked up their manager, so unfortunately we can't do the TNS job right now. We're going to have to go back to their next season, which means we're going to focus on getting promoted from League One now. That's all we can do. All we can do. And then go to TNS. Or Colwyn Bay when they inevitably get relegated, and we try and win Cymru North, I presume. Yeah, I don't worry at all. It's nice to have you in. Appreciate you first time chatting in. It's always nice to hear people. Get new people in the stream. Hope you're well. And if you are new to the stream, by the way, of course, we've got Discord, so you can join Discord, listen to the Football Manager show, and let us know who your manager as well. Let me know who you're doing in your saves, because this is a 43-year-old man who gets upset. Lloyd Lewis. He gets a hand to it. See, again, we're pushing on. It's got very attacking now. But it's just not enough, is it? Like, the XG is not brilliant. 1.08. Yeah, we're lacking a proper good forward. Like, definitely. Djibouti, welcome in. Appreciate the follow. Mo Hudson as well. Gets the follow in there. And we've gone 2-0 down against fucking Blackpool. Mickey Spoon, the Huddersfield Herald tomorrow morning after a disappointing cup run. Zeri promises promotion. Oh, Zeri T, yeah. There was talk on stream the other day about a Balkan save, and it's like, and then now we're going, you know what, that might be a good idea. Let's go to the Montenegrin third division. It can't be any worse than this, surely. It can't be. Players' heads are gone. But again, this happened the other day, right? So as FM is frustrated, you can't do anything just like in FIFA. Yeah, and I think the frustration that people have with FM is that you can't change it yourself. Whereas, of course, in FIFA you can. It's like watching these fight again. Is it that bad though, Franco? I don't think it's that bad. It's like trying to sneak in and manage Blackpool for the trophies. Right, here's where we are, okay? 4 points behind Chesterfield, right? That's where we are now. We've got to sit and look at this and go, right, let's just go back for the title. I'm going to do something that we're maybe thinking is not a good idea. I'm going to go back to this with this slightly different balance here and see if that makes any difference, right? But then Campbell can't play on his own up front. Oh, don't make me go 4-2-3-1. Please don't. Please don't. Shit beats shit tower. Yeah, fuck Blackpool. Rubbish place. There's nothing to panic about in the league. There's nothing to panic about in the league. The cups, 100% we can panic about, right? We haven't won anything in the cups for another year. But let's look at it this way. Get ourselves promoted, we're all right. 189, says Frank. Let's go for it. Right. What does Michael reckon? Okay. Here we go. Though the players mostly ignored it, the criticism did start to eat away at the coaching staff. Hang on. This is actually from the book. This isn't just me, commenting upon yourselves, to be honest. Though the players mostly ignored it, the criticism did start to eat away at the coaching staff. They didn't like being told that counter-attacking was the wrong style, especially when United and Arsenal were also using that tactic to great effect. I couldn't have cared less what people were saying, but the manager did start to take offence. But nobody at Liverpool was concerned with tactical debates when we boarded up an open-top bus for a victory parade through the city. When we set off from our training ground at Melwood, the streets were lined 4 or 5 deep, which was exciting enough in itself. But then we hit the Albert Dock and we had to edge our way through an ocean of bodies. I've never seen anything like it. One of the people I was most pleased for was our chairman, David Moores, who travelled with us on the bus to and from games and is a real supporter. It doesn't interfere one bit. Everybody I've ever played with at Liverpool has passed comment on David Moores. They all say, what a great chairman he is. He's a supporter who just loves the club. He's not in it for the business or the money. He just wants Liverpool to do well. I've never heard a bad word about him. The parade organisers announced later that there were hundreds of thousands of people on the streets. We toured for 2 hours. There was the odd quiet patch, but in the area where fans had congregated, we were stunned by the weight of bodies. From the parade, we went straight to our end-of-season party. It was a long and happy day. On a personal level, the joys of 2001 continued through the summer into another big match in Germany and a poll to determine the European Footballer of the Year. So, Michael Owen, yet again. It's not all about me, but hey, here's some personal things that have happened to me. What about 4-3-2-1? Could do that, yeah. Thing is, I'm not sure 4-2-3-1 does fit the team. That's the issue. And I think that's the problem. I think I've still got a couple of players that I'm not 100% sure about. You know? Dempsey's back. That's good. Carnell and Akamea. There's one thing I was curious about, actually. Let me see. No, that still seems to be right. Yeah. I was worried that we maybe had like too few people up the but yeah, no, maybe not. Michael Owen is the only man who can make a trophy parade sound like a funeral procession. No, Ward doesn't score on his own. That's a good point. He needs to be in a 2, and he needs to be with a really, really good. Oh, he needs a target man. I don't know. That's what you need. We need a target man. Dylan Williams, acceleration 15, 13 million quid. Right, we can't get him. Michael Barrett, advanced playmaker. Maybe not as good. Ewan Phillips, 12 million quid, 17 years old. Marcus Sandoval. Roberts, these players are all on loan. And a player from non-league who, could end up being decent, but at the minute we need someone who's going to come straight in and start banging goals. Ward being told to stay in the box on his own. So how do we do that then? Would we tell him to can we make him just stop moving or play on the shoulder last defender? Is there a trait we can give him for that? So let's look at training, right? Where's additional focus? Final third, decision composures, shooting. Imagine Michael Owen reading bedtime stories to his kids and then being asleep within seconds. Yeah, but more importantly, he's going on about and then I did this and I did that and I was basically the best person around. Discuss new trait. Advanced forward role. Do you reckon he's got the ability to play as an advanced forward though? He's not really got the acceleration, has he? That's the problem. But then he does go down the right hand side, so theoretically he should be able to do that. That's what I'm thinking. He's not got the pace, has he? Should be putting an individual trainer to change his movement. Right, okay. Right, attacking movement. Let's give him that then. Right. It's a Porch or a DLF. He is, yeah. Or perhaps perhaps he does come deep. Perhaps he does come deep. Maybe he is. Maybe he's the DLF actually. But we're sacrificing his finishing. But let's click on DLF. What would you get? What's he lacking? He's got finishing. He's got first touch, reasonable. His composure's decent enough. His flair's good. His passing's not great. His vision's pretty poor, to be honest. I think that's probably the concern with that, isn't it? Concentration's not great for a pressing forward. Poacher's what he is. Like, you know, he's ticking all the boxes. The anticipation, maybe he needs to be a tiny little bit better, but yeah, I agree. I think he's a poacher personally, but I don't think he's good enough as an AF. Problem being is that we're then relying on a midfielder to be the DLF to hook everything up. Maybe Stacey becomes a deep line playmaker rather than a volante. Maybe put Lafredo in there. And back on defend. Evening, Callum. How are you, pal? Welcome in. Hope you're good. Nice to see you there, man. Hope life's treating you well. I almost feel like we should have him as a wide playmaker, so we have a double playmaker here. Is that a double pivot? Is that how we do a double pivot there? We go a bit wider, possibly try and get the ball out. Maybe go a bit higher on the press as well. Hold Shrewsbury, let's get the ball out. Has Price played any games up front? No, it's just not. What we could do is we could put Price there, have him as the DLF, because again, his finishing's not great. 10's not good. We're not witnessing Tony Tactics live, Callum. It's going. We're in a bit of a funk at the minute, right? What we've had is great start to the season, right? Great start to the season, lovely. Dreadful on Monday night. Then 4 wins out of 4, or 3 wins out of 3, sorry. 4 wins out of 4. Then a draw against York, poor. Then Blackpool have just done a number on us. 4-4 in the Cup, knocked us out of the Papa John's. That's gone for this season. Then 3-0 in the FA Cup, that's gone. So now we've got to win the league, or we've got to get promoted at the very least. And you know that pressure, Callum. It can get to you a little bit. But we've got £6 million in the bank, near striker. Just league games now. So yeah, it's going. Well, the thing, goals are hard to buy, especially when you've got the cash there as well. It's just even more frustrating because you're like, look, literally, I will give you the money you need for these goals, and yeah, just not having it. Callum's going to try to get the 36 playoff finals. The British silver. the British bridesmaid. Yeah, if you're not following Callum, by the way, you definitely need to go and do that. And also, Callum is now part of Football Manager Therapy, which is amazing. So delighted to see him in there. So go in again. Go and subscribe to that as well. If you can do that, would be fantastic. describe the relationship with Oscar Thorne. Hey, look, we liked Oscar Thorne. Centre forward who could play right back. Oh, thank you very much. Let them play, don't tweet too much. There's sense there, Zar. There's sense. They will score eventually. Eventually they'll get a goal. They were scoring and then they just stopped. And then they went, oh, well, we'll score again a bit later on. They'll be fine. They'll get it. They'll work it out. Like, when they do it, I don't know. But they'll work it out eventually. Surely. You know? Unless they're too stupid. In which case, then we have to, grind down on their self-confidence and start gaslighting them a little bit. Be like, I'll tell you who can score. Everyone else, not you, because you would never know. Is there anybody else in the youth system? Probably not. To us, our youth system's not particularly great. That's all the players that are, of course, currently there. Yeah, it's just not brilliant, is it? No, I would say no. Just move on from the youth system, I think. The youth system looks worse than the first team. And the thing is, I'm still sat here trying to defend the first team, going like, but I'm sure they're all right, though. I'm sure they're going to be fine. Like, here I am going like, it'll be okay, it'll be fine. And it's like, deep down going, it's not going to be fine, really. It's not. But it will be at the same time. We've got a great team. We have got a great team, actually, Zara. You're right. We have got a great team. We just need one or two results to click in, and then we'll be all right. Resting Rogie. Grant's back at right back. We've got Price out on the right wing. Okay. We all Shrewsbury after the last time. Ward's back in the side. Biggs is obviously up front with him as well. Boyle's back out on the left. We've got Stacey playing as a DLP now rather than as a Volante. See if that helps. We're going to go a little bit wider as well. Try and stretch the play a bit. And we're starting positive. So a few changes. New gens everywhere. Is this part of the game you enjoy the most? Or do you like it when you know some of the players? To be honest, Dean, I'm great. I love it when it's new gens. Like, for me, because I don't watch a great amount of football anymore, like when people are sort of saying, oh, buy this player, I'm like, I don't really know who that is, to be honest. I'm not massively fussed. Once it gets to the new gens, that for me is when the game starts to take shape and we start to have these new relationships with players that we've never met before, never seen, and then they're the ones that build the stories because we like long-term games, long-term saves. So yeah, get all the proper players out of the way, get into the mix now, and it's like, yeah, it's good fun. And seeing like the players that sort of come through, you're like, oh, she looks great. Then eventually you manage to sign someone who's a wonder kid who eventually comes into your team like 10 years later or whatever. It's that's the fun bit. I just feel like it's a different game at this point. Offside, surely. Love when you're 10 seasons deep and have a 22-year-old that wins your heart and becomes a club legend. Exactly, Mickey. Exactly. That's the moments in it. This is when Football Manager becomes the behemoth that it is, really. You know, FIFA, they don't, forgive me if I'm wrong, but I don't think FIFA have got the depth of sort of like new gen building and career as you go through, because of course, you know, the career doesn't go on forever, whereas here the universe size is massive, and that's what I really, really enjoy about it. 50 seasons in, and like, there's another like player that like, crops up from somewhere, and you're like, shit, where's he come from? It's amazing, and that will only ever happen in your game. It'll never happen anywhere else. Once new gens come in, it becomes your own universe, and that's when it's magical. 100%, Callum, 100%. Like, and that's when everyone's save becomes unique. But lovely to see him. Lovely to see him, by the way, Dean. Hope you're well, man. Let's say we're still pushing hard on the save. Still enjoying it. Still appreciating all the work that goes into it. I hate when you're 10 seasons and you keep playing a 22-year-old who isn't good enough to become a club legend, has already won your heart. Can't Can't possibly relate, Franco. Can't possibly relate. But yes, you're 100% right as well. Travis tees it up. There's Ward. Speaking of new gens who won your heart, probably shouldn't. Okay, you get new gens either. Right. I haven't played FIFA for ages, I must admit, so that's so forgive me for getting that one. I was finding it hard to start saving long-term minutes with the players everyone knows, gets a bit boring, and that's why I enjoy the lower leagues. Arsenal are like sort of saves that are a bit different, because I don't want to go and buy all the wonder kids that everyone else knows and basically play the same game that everyone else plays. Because for me, I'm like, well, what's the point? You know, like, I guess, you know, I agree, play the game how you want. It's your game, you play it the way you want to do, but I feel as though, like, if everyone's buying the same players and recommending the same players, then it becomes a bit stale, a bit sterile. It's like, you know, when you fantasy football and everyone has the same players all the time in the same squads. Like, I prefer when it's draft mode and like you can only have one player, like you would with an NFL draft sort of thing. And for me, I like the fact that it's an individual thing. Like, yes, there might be a player who's played well in your save, and you bring him in and he's great, and we can sort of say, well, in the early seasons we have done that, like picked up younger players who like might be quite decent. But I think we've all enjoyed just discovering either brand new players, like DJ Pedro, for example. Nobody would have ever recommended DJ Pedro, but he turned up, he's real, and all of a sudden we're now like, ooh, like he's all kind of like on everyone's radar, even though he probably isn't good enough to be on everyone's radar, but you might have a little look at him in your own game now. Do you know what I mean? Like, but then if it's all just like, oh, the same player that everyone knows, then yeah, it just becomes a bit, like, great ball, Ward's through. Fantasy football, I can't do anymore. Everyone has or needs the same players. You have the nonsense of Rashford and Salah being midfielders. Yeah, exactly. And that's when it just gets a bit boring. For me, it's Bailey, although I just bought DJ for Gloucester. Yeah, and little things like Barton. Like we obviously we signed Bailey. Then we had the Sheffield Wednesday challenge with the Athletic, with the Football Manager show, and it's like, oh, okay, cool. Like, let's see what Bailey Kadamari can do in that environment. But yeah, it's one of those things, and FM gives you that chance to follow a player's career. And the best bit, of course, is when you're following a new gen's career who, you know, he's probably never going to turn anybody else's game. But that's when you fall in love with those players, and that's what makes the game unique. Eklo says, on my first save, I've got a new gen that's clearly a 200 potential. Players that reach the potential is the best player in the world at 21, already a club legend. 61 goals in the Premier League last season. Miles Huffer, we looked at him, 14 goals this season. How are they giving the ball away there? Come on, Biggs, you've got to pick yourself up. Centre-back's gone charging out as well. 2 points behind Gillingham, giving them a shouting off. Stacey whips the cross in, cleared away. Dempsey, Biggs. Oof. The thing is, Biggs on a 7.1, so I can't really tell him off. He's playing really well up until this point. Stacey, oh, come on, ref. Terrible tackle. Guaranteed free kick. Stacey whips it in. No one gets anywhere near it. Right, Lafredo's in there. Player look up. All right, we can try it. You know that we play. We've got attribute masking on, but we'll certainly have a look. That's the other thing as well. Obviously, I play with attribute masking on, so like for some people that just sort of completely changes how things look. That was Oscar Thorne. It absolutely was. Yeah, he's got himself a move out to Shrewsbury. Hasn't learned how to tackle yet. Not bothered about it. It's just his career. Yeah, go for it. Let's have a look. Macias. No. Offside. Centre halves again. Right. Back in 99-98, there was an amazing Scottish winger at St Johnstone, became a god if you trained him properly. Never came much in real life, but checking his career every so often just because of that. Happens a lot of the time. Happens a lot of the time. There's a lot of players that are like that, sadly. Incredible in the game, not so much in real life. Biggs, nearly back inside. Dempsey over the top. Price. Wrong ring, but what's there? That's what you want. There's your fox in the box, your poacher. God, he got himself another one. Great finish. 8.5 for Ward, by the way, now. Oh. Oof. Great save by Rachel there. Let's try and just slow things down a touch now. Be a bit more disciplined. Maybe drop back. Instead of leaving in the box, that'd be great. You did say that. You did. You did say that. You did say that. Let's try and lock things up a little bit. Or at least not look to concede so quickly. Ball. Oh, he's off. Salah's gone. Second yellow. Finally, I played for Lyon, scored 42 goals, sent for Monaco, followed ever since. Ward brings it away, clears it to Biggs. He's going to take the free kick there. Price back inside for Biggs. Price, nice little 1-2. This is better. Out to Carnell. All the space, hasn't he? Boyle. Biggs with a header. Oh. Inside the bar. That would have been a great goal. That would have been a proper Jameson ball goal, wouldn't it? Got 13 shots, 5 on target. 7 and 4 for Shrewsbury, mind. 2 points behind Gillingham. Corner coming in now. Boyle whips it in, cleared away. Travis picks it up. Hughes. Boyle again. Price for the header. 2-1. We'll take that. I say we'll take it. There's still some football left. No, there's not. Not now. 3 points in the bag. Asked your board to sign Mokoko. See again, like these are players I've never signed and will probably never sign, to be honest. What is that? Macias. Who is he? This guy? Is it this fella? So it seems like he's had a fairly decent career. Lots of 7s. Getafe, Chivas, Cruz Azul, Atalanta, Tottenham for quite a bit, and then Qatar. Who do I support? Sunderland Jacko. 50 million at Spurs, 12 million at Atlanta. Huddersfield youth intake. Oh, God. Oh. I think we're leaving next year. we can't keep doing this. Like, how can it be as bad as it is? I just... Why don't they just say, like, right, you know what? We're not going to get any players this season. There are no players coming in. Sack the head of youth development. You're not wrong, are you? No one likes to see it. Not at all. Dreadful. Who's our head of youth development? Lee Bromby. But see again, look at that, see? 14 to 16, you'd think he's pretty good. Oh, that's director of football, sorry. Head of youth development, where's head of youth development? Emir Humphreys. Oh, okay, maybe. Right. 13 and 10. Yeah, that's probably it. Right, we don't need to sack him because we're not going to be here next season. So, facilities are 6 and 7. It's not brilliant. But then again, you could argue that is those levels against our current players. So therefore, our current players could be potentially excellent. And therefore, you're never going to get an A because you're not going to get anyone who's as good as Paul Ward coming through. I'm just trying to make myself feel ever so slightly better about this. I do feel as though we need to sack our head of youth development as well, actually, to be honest. So, yeah, let's get rid of him. Right, he's gone. Get the job advert out. Actually, do you reckon the board will give us some more youth, actually? Because if they want us to have younger players in, then, you know, we should maybe... He wants a loan, okay, fair enough. Hire Michael Owen, we could do that. Martin Waghorn was on loan from Sunderland, turns out he's now at Huddersfield. Is he really? Oh, that's nice. See, I used to like Martin Waghorn, he was good. He felt like he tried. Oxford, look at that. Oxford are up here as well. 5-0. 2 goals for Paley. We looked at Paley as a potential signing, didn't we? Thought we could get him in. And he could still be the guy for the DLF, mind. Paley could still do it. Ten and 19. Vision of 15. Like, do you know what I mean? I get meh, but also consistent. Keep him in the reserves and he's not scoring exactly. Yeah, McGuckin, who we had at Oxford, scoring goals for Gillingham. Bit of pace maybe, but 27 again. Chesterfield haven't really got an out-and-out goal scorer. They're trying to spread the goals around the team. think he's being played as the target on his own though. Actually, yeah, he's been playing up as the main striker. Webb's there, getting the presumably getting the assist. What, 22 actually? Let's block some goal. 3. So yeah, they're not actually getting many assists, to be honest. We'd be playing him a little bit deeper. We would probably play him as a DLF and expect him to get more assists. But then again, you are also taking out the fact he's scoring goals and going, right, I'm only scoring goals for Oxford, but any chance you could assist for us instead. So it's an interesting one to look at. He could be an option, I think. And again, it's a player that we know, so that's something to look at. Good point was made about the transfer list, actually. Where's that Noah Carroll? There's Noah Carroll there. That's a big stumbling block. £8 million. Carthel Callanan, 27, finishing of 9. Excellent. Runs with the ball down the left. He's quick, I'll give him that. 14 for acceleration. Determination, flair. First touch is good. Composure's good. Pressing forward, maybe? Vision's not. No. Teamwork, work rate's a bit lacking. Concentration's not particularly brilliant. We know work rate, exactly. Aberdeen, don't bother. Troy Parrott, 32-year-old Troy Parrott, which again is one of those like sort of, it's an FM signing, isn't it, really? But again, he's not giving us the acceleration, is he? Really? His vision's decent, his passing's fine. He's not playing. That's huge wages. So maybe not. Zane Pittman. Looks like a winger. Nico O'Reilly. Maybe. Chris Whelan. Looks like a winger again for me. 27 as well. He's not young. Tete, we've had a couple of little glances at. But like, yeah, FM signing is what I mean. Like, it's sort of like he's used to, like, people used to buy Troy Parrott a lot, didn't they, when he was younger? Like a classic wonder kid signing, I think. Tete doesn't look too bad. Lewis has already gone. Lewis has gone. I think you've recommended him a few times, Nigel. Yeah, is it Ipswich? 2.9 mil. He's not going to leave. Unless he's got a buyout clause, which I don't think he has. No. Put an inquiry in about him, but I think they're going to knock it back, to be honest. Yeah, Skin's the Tato Skin, bravo. Had Nico O'Reilly at Portadown, joined me as a coach, then followed me to Barlet. Oh, okay. Like the look of Tete. What about West Brom and Sligo? Don't see that very often. Yeah, I see it. Tete's kind of got that whole, like, he's quick. Like, I mean, if we do need a bit of pace, at 450 grand, he's a cheap risk, isn't he? Good finishing, composure's pretty good. Off the ball's not too bad. Anticipation, but acceleration and pace are the things. Not particularly strong. Work rate's not brilliant, I'll be honest. But compared to Zenk, I think he'll look better than Zenk. Because I want Zenk to look good. Like, I want Zenk to be better. But look, Zenk's better in the air. Slightly better defending. He's not as good mentally. He's not quite as quick. Yeah. Better anticipation. A bit more aggressive. composure, anticipation, those finishing stats look tasty. Yeah. If you look at him as a striker, then yeah, absolutely. As a winger, they're probably about equal. Crossing and dribbling, acceleration, passing. Zenk's a little bit better. Technique, they're both the same. Work rate, a little bit more for Tete. Better teamwork. Zenk's got a better vision though. So they're kind of much of a muchness, really. Like, he hasn't scored goals really. Like 24 and 87, but then that was way back in like 28, 29. Better forward, ball, very similar. Yeah, a better forward, but maybe not a better winger, if that makes sense. But of course, we're looking for a forward rather than a winger, so maybe that makes more sense. We could do the worst thing, couldn't we? David Chalmers at Walsall. Who was what? Who did we just look at? That guy there, Ashley Haley. Eight for work rate, not brilliant. He's got too much grey for my liking, I think. Finishing's good, yeah. Fitness is good, but not much else. So let's have a look at what he's suggesting for strikers. David Chalmers, deep line forward at Walsall. 4 goals in the Championship, remember, so that's better. I mean, vision, teamwork, passing, work rate, technique, first touch, decision making, composure, balance. It's all very good. It's all very good. He could be the playmaker, couldn't he? He plays centre midfield as well, actually. He's worth having an eye on. Only he's 27, but he's interesting. Martin Satriano, another poacher. 29 grand, 33? Maybe not. Ross Campbell, currently on. Is the skin download safe? Yes, it is. Yeah, it's completely fine. Completely fine, bravo. This is great. Our director of football's recommended a player who's currently on loan at us. Oh, you should sign him. He's already here. Like, oh, so he is. Yeah, interesting. Colin O'Rourke, I think we had him on trial, didn't we? We weren't 100% sure. We saw 6'6". We thought that'll be fine. Cameron Nania, 6'1", jumping reach of 7 to 14. Is he joking? Is your director of football joking here? It could be. The guy who shot lights out of me at Barla, 57 with a work rate of 7. Sometimes you just need them to just be, just be there, like, and just be in the right moment. Is it Teo? Yeah, probably. So whatever the link is, I've put there the link. If you click download, I mean, I know it comes from FM Scout, so but. Yeah, if you click download from there, then it takes you and you just download there. It should be a straight. Let me see if I can find it in my folder. I'll tell you what the config looks like. Skins. Yeah, Tato 23_v1.fmf. That's the one. So yeah, if you click that link, it should work for you. See if there's any more left wingers that are really interesting as well. Andrew Lewis, acceleration 17, complete wing back. Apart from the fact he can't mark. Work rate 11. He's quick, but then he can't. I suppose dribbling at 14, crossing of 12 is not brilliant. Superb signing, apparently. We'll have to see. Robin Callum. Grasshoppers, good touch. First touch vision's very good. Flair's good. Off the ball's good. 32 though. Liam Gill. French and Scottish. Currently playing for Wraith. Dribbling, very good. 26. Came through the youth system at Nantes, you know, as you'd expect. Oh, here we go. Look at that. We're gonna get some better youth facilities. Cracking. We agree our youth players to progress the academy needs to operate at a greater level. They want us to stay. This is the impression I'm getting with Huddersfield. They want us here for the long term, so we have to start looking at this properly. Not just mucking around. They've looked at the youth intake. They have to look at the youth intake. You know, and be like, right, let's have a little look. Head of youth development's gone. He's already gone. We're looking for a new one right now. So we're showing we mean business. The board are then going like, hang on, yeah, this is going to be all right. Even Mr. Maggio, how are we? Third's not bad at all. Third isn't bad at all, I must admit. But we are out of 2 cups though. We're out of the Papa John's, we're out of the FA Cup and the Carabao Cup. Yeah, we're out of all 3 cups now. And all we've got is the league. And rather embarrassingly out of the Papa John's as well. 4-4 against Blackpool. 2-0 up, then 2-2, then 3-2 down, then 4-2 up, and then 4-4, and then got knocked down on penalties. And then in the FA Cup, lost 3-0. That was like the following game. So it was like, ugh, fine, here we are. But we'll go back into the league and we'll try and dial it up there. You know, players don't need all that free pizza anyway. And maybe not. Maybe they're on gluten intolerant. And they're like, I'd rather not, to be honest. Sits uneasy on me, gaffer. Don't need all that sort of thing. Thank you very much. Too much carbs for me. Maybe that's it. 8.5 million for Daniel Lewis. Nah, we're gonna have to really look at this a bit more along the lines of, would you like £4 million and then some money in instalments? Right, you know, let's just go. Would you like £4 million? Let's try that. They might not want £4 million. They might want more money. If they've started at 8, I think that they're like going, that's our stall, right? 8's the starting bit. You know, would you take 2.4 and 4 million in installments? They might do. They might. Unfortunately, again, we're back into needing to rest players again. Squad rotations knackering us as well. Paul Ward's now on 12 goals. So for all we're like sort of saying like, oh, he's struggling, he's now starting to find the net a little bit. Let's put Zenk there actually. Actually no. Lloyd Lewis. Let's try Harrison in there. Actually no, that's not. This is another top of the table clash, isn't it? And we're having to bring players out. I think it is. I've realised I've changed the team and it's like a big league game. But maybe that'll be the surprise. Like I don't think Gillingham will expect that. Oh, he's resting players. Yeah. Price. Nice ball into the channel. Yes. Yeah, we're up against top of the table and we're just taking off our best striker. Were we in League One when we joined? Yes, we were, Si. We were 6 points off the playoffs. Currently sat in 10th. And we got them to within a point on the final day of the playoffs. So we missed out, unfortunately, last season. This is our second season. It's our first full season here, really. The board only wants us to finish in the playoffs. The media predictions suggest we're going to win the league, which is a bit too much pressure for me, to be honest. So we shall see. We've got a pretty good squad. We're just trying our best to get a little bit of consistency. Lloyd Lewis in there, no one expected him to be there. Gets himself his first goal for the club, possibly. What a finish. Goes across the defender. That's what we signed. That's what we wanted him to do. Guy's so good, he's got 3 first names. Exactly. Lafredo, who you've just seen there, the left back, he's on loan from Inter Milan side. You know, as you'd expect when you're in League One. Also, I should say as well, Si, I know I've congratulated you personally, but congratulations on your engagement, mate. Very, very, very lovely to see. Curran inside for Price. Look, Lewis. Get in. 2-0. We can celebrate on Friday. Actually, we can have maybe the reason that Tony signed him. Yeah, good a reason as any. You know what I mean? Curran, Price cuts it back. Lloyd Lewis. No one expected it. No one's expected it at all. Friendly Ghost. How are you, buddy? I haven't seen you for a little while. Hope you're well. Bongalatore as well. Appreciate the follow. Very kind. We should say as well, by the way, if anyone's about in the Birmingham area, or can get to Birmingham, specifically the NEC, Friday afternoon, myself and Aaron are doing a Football Manager show live at the Insomnia Gaming Festival. So it is all weekend. It's Friday, Saturday, Sunday. But if you want to come see us on Friday, come and grab yourself a ticket. There's the link in the chat. But yeah, do come and see us. Sorry, I hear things aren't great at Ghost, but you know, obviously we're about if you need anything to talk about it. But I appreciate you pumping back in. But yeah, sorry, I hear things are a bit shit. I get that happens from time to time, doesn't it? Current ball in. Biggs with a shot there. Deflected wide. Just burn out, pure and simple. Oh, okay. At least that's something that you can look at, isn't it? Like, you know, but yeah, burnout's a killer. Lloyd Lewis with a hat trick against the league leaders. Would not have expected that. Like, the good thing about like our bodies now is that they tell you when they're getting tired. Like, you just got to be able to spot those symptoms, and the fact you spotted the symptoms is the main thing. Ghost and like sort of recoup from there. But yeah, it's never easy, man. We play the league leaders every week. We might as well. We look brilliant. I didn't realise we've got the best goal difference in the league as well. Now, it's just been a weird season, and we're away from home as well. We're away from home with 3-0 up with a striker who's not even scored goals this season, and he's got a hat trick, and we've technically rested some of our best players. We've rested our top goal scorer. Won't whine about heroes from coming since August. No, mate, look, you know us, man. Like we're about. You can talk to us. There's obviously the space in the Discord and that, but like we get it. We absolutely get it. You know, it's tough. It's very tough. But as I say, the fact that you've managed to address it is the main thing. You know, rather than sort of like continuing to sort of go about your business. Yeah, and if you need to get help, then obviously do go and get help as well. That'll be the thing. We'll be fixing tactical on Friday, possibly, Madge, possibly, yeah. We're going to do a Tactless Garage. We'll do a search for a star as well, possibly. We might even have a guest. We don't know. We have one that we've been offered, so let's see if we get that locked down. But yeah, it should be fun. We're going to record it as well, so of course it'll be a podcast we can put out as well. As soon as they send us the footage, really. But yeah, it should be fun. It's gonna be hard trying to like keep it all into like 45 minutes though, because they were like, "Oh, do you want to do like a Q&A and stuff?" And I'm just like, "Yeah, that could be great if A, there's people there, and B, they have questions. Because if they don't, then it's like it's a very short Q&A. And if there's no one there, there's a very short Q&A as well. So we'll see what's what. But yeah, it should be fun. Really, really looking forward to it. Really looking forward to it. Let's put Zenk on. I was half tempted to bring Lloyd Lewis off and just, give him like a standing ovation, but we hadn't even played an hour. The FM team are amassing numbers to kidnap you back. There's a lot of them now, isn't there? There's a lot. It's like the Ministry of Darkness, just about. Great ball through. There's Lloyd Lewis again. That's great. As I said, like Callum's was in the chat earlier. So it's great to see Callum as part of the team now. Like he's a really, really good acquisition for them, I think. So just seeing them put together a good team, and then just like sort of try and hopefully sort of like keep elevating the content up. That's what we're gonna be doing. I think that's a good point. Luffy, is finding someone else to help him with burnout, but sometimes it's that thing, like if you're just that burnt out, you just don't have the energy to do anything else, and that's when it becomes like a really, really big problem. You just sort of like feel like you're grinding on for no reason or for nothing, and it's like, ugh, like, where am I going? What am I doing? That can feel that can really feel harsh. It's just really tiring as well. Yeah, it's grim. I put a thing in the Discord the other day, like just going, that's exactly how I felt the other day. Like everything was just, I sort of hit the wall. And I was like, I feel as though like there's some impending doom on the horizon. I couldn't tell what it was, but I just felt so off and like out of sync with stuff. Still got no idea what it was. Get ball down the line. There's Price. Pulls it through. Ball picks it up. Waste. Absolute waste. 4-0 away from home against the league leaders. That'll do, won't it? Sticks Chesterfield at the top of the table. We're 1 point behind Chesterfield now. What a result that was. Incredible, boys. Well played. 4-0. 4. Chesterfield beat Millwall. Oxford beat Carlisle. A hat-trick from Paley again. That's 13 goals for the season. Now, you're telling me we shouldn't be looking at Paley? Who's telling me we shouldn't be looking at Paley at this point? I absolutely think he's got to be an option. Like, we can't ignore the fact that he's scored more goals again. Player of the week. He's now 27, right? 13 goals in 20 games. How much is he going to cost? He's not going to cost that much. He's only 500 grand now. Let's stick an inquiry on that. Also, as well, remember, favoured personnel, TJ. So, fickle personality is not brilliant, granted. But maybe he could be a guy to bring in. I know Biggs is doing quite well though, isn't he? Is in that support striker role, that DLF. So maybe it's not the right signing, I know, but we're saying about weakening. We're saying about, weakening the opposition. He could be one to weaken. Has he got a minimum release clause? He has 500 grand. that almost feels criminal. I feel like we just pay it. Should we just get him gone? Like, 500 grand is nothing. We don't want him even thinking about a new contract, do we? And he's wanted by Chesterfield as well, so there you go. They're thinking about it, right? He doesn't even want to be a regular starter. Give him a bit of wages just in case Chesterfield decide they want to start coming in, right? Get him in. Weakens Oxford, which, you know, we're all aware of Oxford. Yeah, we did our bit for them. Now they want £12 million. They're negotiating very badly here, Ipswich, aren't they? But we'd like 8 million. I'm like, would you like 4? They're like, we'd like 12. Interesting. And a percentage of the next sale as well. Not the next sale, as in, like, you know. Did you have when you were there? We did, Madge. Yeah, we did. He was one of our guys at Oxford, so I liked him. He plays in. We played him as a number 10, so he was really, really good for getting in and like sort of being the link-up guy. Now the issue we've got here is that he might. Surely he's going to go to us rather than Chesterfield or Wimbledon, right? Wimbledon are League One. Chesterfield obviously are top of League One. We're second in League One. He's our favourite player. You know. He'll come for you. He loves us. I hope so. Hopefully that little sort of that friendship will be the thing that'll help get him over the line, you know. But yeah, I remember playing for you, Gaffer. I'll play for you again. Okay, so we're down to 10 million now, so we're getting there slowly. I find listening to 3 hours of Tony's will always help me drift off. Yeah, I'm a little bit like I'm a bit like Michael Owen, aren't I? I can sort of soothe you to sleep, but I'm not sure if that's what I want. You don't really want that as a streamer, do you? Like, oh, you know what Tony is? It's really, really great to fall asleep to. Like, oh, okay. I'll take that as a positive, maybe? Don't. It was meant as a negative. It was meant to be disparaging. I feel like we can't really take Lloyd Lewis out now. He gets a hat-trick. It would be a shame to drop him, wouldn't it? But Ward's obviously going to be on the bench going, can I come back in? No, not yet, Paul. Not yet. Owen is boring. You're relaxing. I'll take that. Appreciate you. Right, Lloyd Lewis is starting up front again. Hat-trick in the last match. We expect another hat-trick. Lloyd Lewis, that has to be your thing now. 4-goal LLS ASMR. Yeah. YouTube ambient sounds make lots of money. Is that right, you know? I should do that, shouldn't I? Right, as it stands, we've moved top. We've, of course, game in hand for Chesterfield, but let's ignore that fact. Tony reading the story of Posh ASMR. That would be beautiful, wouldn't it? What's ASMR stand for? Is it audio sensory something or other? It's one of those acronyms I've seen. I'm just like, oh yeah, ASMR. And I'm going, I don't know. Like HDMI. No idea. Definitely a positive 3 hours of views, perfect, relaxing end of the day. I appreciate that. I appreciate that, mate. Putting people to sleep gets millions of views. I could do that. I could do that. An ASMR, the history of Tony Jameson's British Steel campaign. Autonomous sensory meridian response. ASMR is much more catchy, isn't it? I can see why they went with that, with an acronym for it. And it's basically just like chill out background noise, right? Or like soothing vocals. Lloyd Lewis, Price is injured, which means Roddy's probably going to have to come on. Grant, Stacey, Price, in for Lloyd Lewis. I think he's offside. Miles offside. Good finish though. Oxford have gone top. Don't check the ASMR category on Twitch. Oh, is it one of those? Is it? It's one of those where it comes up with naughty things. Is that where your hot tub streamers end up, is it? In the sensory meridian space. So those girls were very hard licking their own microphones. Is that what they do? Scored again? Oh, they help them relax. Oh, in that special way. Hello, Reese. How are you, Val? Welcome in. Nice hit. Lloyd Lewis has scored again. This is 4 goals in 2 games now. Boyle with a great ball. Lloyd Lewis off the shoulder. Bang. He's coming up bigger at the right time, isn't he? Reese, good. Just starting to do something with Brighton. Nice. You know what? I don't watch a great amount of football these days, but Brighton at the minute in the Premier League, that just seems like a team that's ripe for a cracking save. You know, recruitment's really, really good. The way they're playing football's really interesting. Like, managed to just managed to keep that one out. I appreciate the sub as well there, but Reese, by the way, very, very kind indeed. Thank you for that. I'm not sure what the goalkeeper did there, Ghost. I think you're right. They may have just ducked out and just went, oh, not for me, thank you. But yeah, I'm really liking the way that Brighton are doing stuff at the minute. So very interested with that. Good work for Brighton. Remember the thing where people are licking Nintendo Switch cartridges? Really? That's a thing? Surely that's going to break the cartridge. Also, of course, Nintendo is still on cartridges. Of course they are. Some bloke keeps popping up in the ASMR section reading Michael Wood's autobiography. Bit mad. Penalty. Come on, that's stupid. Save, double save. Incredible. I admit the scouting program from FM23 is vastly superior to any of the reworked scouting. I think there's a few bits and pieces like that you can certainly take and tweak. It's like everything in it. Like some stuff still needs a little bit of improvement, I think. But we're definitely getting closer, I think. Lloyd Lewis knocks it down. Rogie. Back post for Biggs. Thought he finished that. Tell you what, let's get Biggs off. Let's stick Zenk in there. Quite a lot of money to spend. Bought João Pedro, Gabri, Marcos Leonardo, Solé to an already stacked squad. Good work. Again, we were talking earlier about Reece, about sort of players that everybody would know, but there's obviously the way that I play the game is very, very different. So that sounds like good business, though. It sounds very, very good business indeed. As I say, I think it's a good setup at Brighton. So I'd be giving the ball away terribly. Yeah, hopefully you have a good save with that. Another penalty. You gotta be kidding me. Hello, Pilgrim. Welcome in, by the way. Appreciate the raid, man. Hope your stream was good. Can't believe this. 1-1 this time. Unbelievable. Just absolute daftness. Who gave away the penalty? Was it Carnell? Unreal. They're running in with their sign for East 5. Probably not money grabbers, aren't they? Money grabbers, a lot of them. Don't need them at East 5. We wouldn't even stay. We wouldn't stay. Pilgrim even into streaming chat. Stream results were good. Oh, hang on. Oh, Rogie just goes wide. Just wide. Aware that this game's still going on while I'm busy tweaking this behind the background. Stream good results wise. We're on the brink of administration at Milan. Oh dear. Italian football finances crumbling around. Name a better duo. Oof. Come on. This is going to keep us off the table. Oxford top of the table at this point. Rogie floats it in. We need to get Paley out of Oxford, don't we? He scored again. Grant. In for Lloyd Lewis. Zenk over the top. And 1-1's not dreadful, although West Brom are down near the bottom of the table. The lower echelons, we should say, so not the bottom. Oh, shit! What a strike. What a strike. Pick that out. One of these days, Ghost, I'll learn to not say anything. Do you know what I mean? I'll just keep my mouth shut. I'll keep my opinions to myself, and the game won't hear me. Unbelievable. Oh, it's a brilliant goal. You can't take anything away from it. It's a brilliant strike. And the fact they've missed a penalty already would suggest that, okay, they probably should be 2-1 up, but even still, it's opportunistic more than anything. The way that it drops and he's like, right, bang, foot straight through it. It's, you would argue 11 shots, 10 on target, 36% possession. Wow. It's tight though, isn't it? 3 points off the top now. Price out for 3 weeks. Just coming at that difficult Christmas period as well at this point, which is just like, ugh. Here we go. There's nothing we can say, is it? Like that shit pinger goes in the top corner. We're just like, oh yeah, okay, yeah, that's a great strike. I feel like we have to look at Paley. Did Paley score again? He was on at 13. Maybe he didn't score. No, he didn't. He's slacking off. But look at this. Look at Oxford on the charge. 2, 4, 6, 7 wins on the bounce. Flying. Absolutely flying. I think they've got the bit between their teeth now, haven't they? Trying to get us up towards Christmas at this point. Who else have they got on the cheap? Yeah, just take the rest of the team. Should we go manage Oxford again? Let's go and get a bit more chance creation and conversion in there as well, I think. And that can be set pieces. Attacking corners this time. If you buy Paley, their fans will be raging. I think so. Which I guess is good, right? Rescheduling for the Carlisle game. Where's Carlisle? Down here. Right, so 23rd, 26th, 30th. Should be enough. The most amazing run of form I've seen in FM was that Wigan running the Peterborough save to keep them up. Oh, that was ridiculous, wasn't it? That was stupid. What on earth did they do then? Yeah, you're right. I've not seen anything like that before, but that was immense. Absolutely immense. They want 9. We have to keep bringing this down a bit. Like, look, let's try and find some sort of like common ground here. Rogie, get him home. Send him home. He's got a cold. There's 2 wingers out. Cosgrove's going to have to play it. Congreve's going to have to play it. Right wing. Or Zenk. Or we play, we play that lad that we've got from West Ham. Halter. Of course he's injured as well. Of course he is. Zenk or Congreve. Could play Renford. Congreve is probably the better option, actually. Slightly more natural fit. Best run of form was that Northern Ireland side that kept the best run of form was to keep that Northern Ireland side up that Tony tanked. Oh, Dungannon? That was crazy, wasn't it? Like, we left them and then they're just like, right, let's just stay and finish 6th. Just like, hang on. You're going to be taking the piss, right? They were dead and buried. They won like 2 league games or something, wasn't it? Bear in mind they didn't actually have any league wins before we turned up. We won a cup, and I think we won 2 league games max. I think we were pretty sure we were only there for about 12 games or something. Something like that. Get Raspberry on the bench. I think you're right. I think he needs to be unleashed at some point. Who else on the bench? Hughes is tired. Come on, Renford. Let's see what you got. Do we bring Lloyd Lewis out? He scored again, hasn't he? Let's put Ward in. Might be the wrong idea, but I feel like it's probably the best idea. Recruitment meeting. Let's see who you can recommend, shall we? Ross Webster. That's alright. Mackie we've seen before. Alfie Chang. 32. Les Morgan. Is it okay? Noble from Gillingham. Okay. Could weaken one of our rivals. That'd be good. Medley. Will be a practical signing. Yeah, there you go. Jones, of course, we can't get him. He's on loan. Ross Quinn at Sunderland, we've had a look at a little bit before, not 100% convinced. Lewis Kumas. Marcus Campbell, of course, who we sold. Dennis Diallo, not quite quick enough, but looks handy. Jonathan Rowe, 31. How much is he costing? Wages, 16 grand. Some of that as well, you're like, you know, could we bring a player in who's got a bit of experience? Not for that kind of wages. Simpson, fickle personality, but quick, good dribbling. Mackenzie at Derby, 16 grand, 26. I think it's about 5 million quid as well that they were talking about. Could be an option though. I did like him. I'll have to think. We shall see. We shall see. Plenty of options to be made. Interestingly, though, it's not going to be on Friday because obviously, let's say we are at Insomnia, so we're not going to stream Friday night, unfortunately. So I don't know. It might not even be tomorrow. It might have to be when we get back. It might be Saturday or Sunday, possibly, for our next stream. So bear that in mind, because basically Friday's going to be a little bit too tight by the time we finish. So we finish by about 5ish, I think, really on stage. Then we're going to have some food, some people afterwards, and it's 2.5 hours back up from Birmingham to York. So we're going to be cutting it fine regardless to get back by 9 o'clock. Plus, you know, Mrs. J have had the kids all day, so I should probably say hello to Mrs. J and so I say I'm back now. So yeah, Friday night we probably won't do. So we might do Saturday, or we might do Saturday or Sunday. So we'll work out what's what. But then it's Easter, innit? So we can do some bits and pieces. The East Fife turnaround was pretty good as well, Nige. Yeah, they were dead and buried till we said we were taking over, and they were like, "Oh, let's book our ideas up." Shit. We were banking on you being relegated. Do you think things would have been different if East Fife had been relegated? Do you think that would we have come straight up, do you reckon, in League 2? Or do you reckon we'd have floundered a bit down there? And the fact we managed to flounder in League 1 was good enough that we managed to get ourselves away and somehow fall upwards to Huddersfield. Alfredo, Ward's headed over the top. A draw, we drop all the way down to 5th. Don't know who apartheid Clyde is, but I am. Last 3 ads on Twitter have been renting a private jet. Oh, really? I'm not sure, Ghost. I've got no idea what happens to the adverts, to be honest. I know, it's a lot of it's just sort of you can set your own timers and things like that, but I don't touch any of it. Just leave it as it is. So hopefully, when ads pop up there, they're not long ads. But I don't know. Stacey inside. Apartheid Clyde as Elon Musk. Oh, okay. Stacey Hughes, Travis, Curran, Dempsey's on the yellow card. Biggs, Ward's put it wide, he's offside as well. Here's a goal. Oof. I didn't have to say it loudly. You knew there was a goal coming from that free kick. And the fact that I don't know whether this is superstition, but because I encouraged them at this point, I was like, right, it's a goal, clearly. It's a great hit, but who's picking him up? Answer, nobody, apparently. No one. No shots on target, again. Where are York? All the way down the bottom. Of course they are. Of course they are. Welcome to the up and down leagues of League One. So we smashed the league leaders 4-0 away from home. We go 1-0 down against York at home. Doesn't make any sense. Nice ball, there's Ward through. Oh. He's going to be having one of those games, isn't he? He's going to have one of those games where it's just like, what are we doing? Are we going to have to bring him off? I don't want to have to do that, but I have a feeling that that's what's going to have to happen. Lloyd Lewis is never going to score again now that we've brought him off. We've ruined his goal scoring form. Obviously we're lacking creativity on the wings as well. Free kick giveaway. Biggs inside for Ward. And thinking Biggs dropping down for Dempsey as well, because obviously the fact he's on the yellow card is worrying. One game too many, should have packed up before this one. I think so, Nige. I've kept rolling that dice, haven't I? Real life news: Lampard's going back to Chelsea at the end of the season. Yeah, we saw that on. It's just nuts, isn't it? It's stupid, really. But you know, each to their own. Let him go and do whatever he wants to do. It's bizarre. It's absolutely bizarre. None of it makes any sense. Even funny rumour that Conte might get a 1-year deal in the summer. I mean, I hadn't heard that. But whoever they want obviously isn't available. Like, Nagelsmann obviously doesn't fancy it just yet, otherwise he'd taken it. De Zerbi apparently they were considering, but then he can't move until the summer regardless. Luis Enrique is probably not a thing. It smacks a lot of the fact that Chelsea don't know what they're doing. Great ball at the top. Oh, what a goal that would have been. Mourinho will be back before long. It proves the whole Potter thing to Chelsea. It proves that, you know, when we struggle, that it happens. Yeah. Oh shit. Two-nil now. What does it say? Christmas is the season to be jolly. I don't think it is it? I don't think it is. I think for us it's the season to be like, here we go again. This bloody game, man. don't even know what I'm trying to do. I don't even know what I'm supposed to do now. Just like, no, whatever. I don't know what on earth I'm supposed to do at this point. I thought I was full. I genuinely thought I was full. We've taken too many absolute poundings, haven't we? If you look at the amount of goals we conceded on this stream alone tonight, and we thought before tonight that defensively we were okay. It just balls into nowhere, like. The Boxing Day game against Birmingham is going to be fun, isn't it? Ward's lost his goal scoring touch again. Yeah, this is just the complete gives up in it. RDF's reactions to the game's doing silly things last time was a lot more animated than yours in this game. Yeah, it's kind of his thing though, isn't it? Like, I can't. I just have to sort of sit and go, it is what it is. You got to go back. That's good. You know, I think this is why we get on the podcast. It's like he's the rant and the raver, and I'm just like, well, 23 shots we've had. I've just seen the stats board. 23 shots. They've had 7 and they've scored 3. They're about to score 4. I don't get it at all. Saying Congo can't get the ball. Just players just throw themselves to the ground now. Well, so did I make a tackle, Gaffer? No. Did I try? No. It's like Lloyd Lewis straight at the keeper. Yeah, we stayed on too long, didn't we? We should have packed it up. Left hours ago. Lloyd Lewis with an overhead kick. God's sake. Oh well. Look at that map. I just don't understand. I don't understand. There is no way. Even Salty B, how are you? 6 month subs as well. Mate, we've just been absolutely pummeled by York. Look where they are. They've pulled themselves out of relegation. We've dropped now from essentially being second to 6th. No matter how many times we look at the stats, it doesn't make any sense. 25 shots for us, 4 shots on target. York had 7 shots, 5 on target. We had 62% of the possession. This is the match momentum. It was like steamroller, 1-0 down, steamroller, 2-0 down, steamroller, 3-0 down. What? Just don't get it. Don't get it at all. XG of 3.36 versus 0.89. I mean, hey, look, it happens. It happens in football. I get that, right? But oh man, just one of those games. We all should have. We were like, oh yeah, we should have really logged off a couple of games ago, because we've lost. Like, look at these goals: 4, 3, 3, 2, 1. Like, just we've kept 2 clean sheets tonight. 3 against Colchester. Sorry. Bristol City on Boxing Day now. Like, I don't even want to know what state the players are going to be in. They're going to be like fully lashed up, aren't they? Just, I don't know. At least we can go Vaughan Spafford. Please tell me I'm not the only one that finds that name funny. He's got the 18 for working for youngsters, 15 and 13. It's not an edited name at all. Vaughan Spafford. How's he on the shortlist? Where's he come from? Why is he on the shortlist? Maybe he was. Maybe we shortlisted because of the fact that he's called Spafford. Working with youngsters as well, so he could be the guy. Jensen Charters, that's clearly he. I mean, $18. Yeah, look, yeah, he's got to be, surely, hasn't he? Where did he come from? Where did he go? It's brand new. Vaughan Spafford's the guy. Darren Fisher doesn't stand a chance. Doesn't, does he? But I mean, he's probably better. Nicholas Gutierrez, Michael Hamilton. I mean, what's his personality? Is he fairly ambitious? There's bits that aren't great, but he's called Vaughan Spafford, so I think he's the guy. I think we have to get him in, don't we? And just pay him whatever he wants. Him up the spaff. I think this seems fair. Up the spaff. Oh dear. I hope you're well though, Salty. This is literally like, I would love to say that it's not been like this, but even by our standards, the spaff is get the spaff on the staff. Oh great! And Birmingham have just taken a new manager as well, so they're gonna have a new manager bounce. This Bristol game, I wasn't gonna play the Bristol game, but come on, right? We'll do it. We can't. That York game was dreadful. I know we should definitely not stay on for this sort of stuff, but. What? Oh. What's Paley doing? Wimbledon are 4th. We're 5th. Colchester are 2nd. And he's turned down, and he's left Oxford who are top. What a knobhead. Our first save villain. I think we do. Oh, you've made a terrible enemy, my friend. Powerful enemy. What a bastard. Right, fine. After everything we've done for him. Okay. We'll remember that. We'll remember that. It's fine. He's gone anyway, so Oxford won't be getting promoted. The British steals Joel Wildsmith. Now we're trying. Now I've got to be like, oh, do we spend all this money on Lewis? The answer's probably no, isn't it? Just thought Spaff's going to be like in charge of the kids, isn't he? Like, and the youth. So Spaff to the future. Michael Whitfield. Michael Whitfield looks canny. Oh yeah, because we looked at him before. That's right. Yeah. I can't believe that Paley's decided to just do that. I mean, we obviously Spaffs all over the kids. I mean, that was, I'm kind of trying to avoid that, but yes, it's probably what's going to be written on the wall somewhere. Away games are going to be like, oh, yeah, he's done it again. Fuck, stop. I mean, sometimes it's just there, salty, like, and you can't. Like, it's like an open goal, isn't it? Like, you've just got to tap it in. Sometimes, that's what she said. But yeah, it's there, it's in front of you. Low hanging fruit, yeah. But some kids like fruit, so just make it happen. Just go right, in it goes, fine, in it goes. I think me saying in it goes doesn't help either, does it? Still probably makes things worse, I think. That's a quote. That is a quote. But yeah, you should also follow Salty. But I can't believe it didn't shout Salty out. I was too busy talking about spaffing. It's just another night on stream, innit? Yeah, how's the stream? Oh, James can start going about spaffing for a bit. Should probably leave them kids alone. I probably should, you know. But I'm not in Pink Floyd, so. And you know what? I've built a new school for them, so hence why I've brought in the Spaffinator. If my youth prospects don't suddenly turn out to be fantastic, I'm going to be like, oh, this is literally Spaff money up a wall. Everyone else trying to think of more Spaff, but literally that's all I'm doing, Salty. Like, I've said we'll play the Bristol City game. What I mean is, I'm going to try and say Spaff a lot more. Like Vic and Bob and another one. Of course, eagle-eyed viewers of the save will remember we could have joined Bristol City a couple of years ago instead of going to East Fife. So this could have been a massively different game. Spaff, Glenn, we call him Spaff. Glenn. Excellent reference, Salty. Excellent. There's a video of my dog shagging his dog. If anyone's got enough money to name a regen studio, it's got to be Spaffer Johnson. Just leave it. It's Vaughan Spaffer. Vaughan Spaffer. What on earth? I don't even know. Like, it's clearly. Is it a real? It must be a real name. Like, real name. But where they've where they've got Spaffer from. Unless it's pronounced, it's like a Hyacinth Bouquet thing. It's pronounced Spafer. Oh, is it really? Because it's written Spaffer. Horatio Gates Spafford. Prominent American lawyer and Presbyterian church elder. That's it. That's the guy. That's the family. Is it Wafer or what? Is it a Wafer or a Waffer? It's a real name. Big Travis for the header. Horatio Spaffer at your service. I mean, Gate Spaffer as well. The Spaffer at the gate. Again, that was part of the youth academy. It doesn't make no sense, does it? I don't like that. 1-0 against Bristol City. We will take that. Who would have thought Spaffer would have worked for the church? Again, some things are too easy, aren't they? Spaff, 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 wonderful Spaff, like Monty Python. Yeah. Spaff once again for the Renegade Master, D4 damager, power of the people. Oh! What a goal. Wardy with the assist. And with John Paul Spafford in the Liverpool under 21s. Goodger in with 23 months. Hello, Mr. Goodger. How are you, pal? We were just about to raid. We were just about to raid you, and then slightly distracted by a head of youth development called Spaffer. So you missed out on a bunch of followers and viewers. Got slightly self-indulgent as we tend to do over here. Hope your savings go well, though, pal. Hope life is treating you good. Yeah, we just popped Goodger's shout out in there, so go and drop Goodger a follow if you can do. It's fine. We're okay. Says one ground still living life in Roma. Now the Italy manager as well. Nice. Good work. We've just had a traitor. Someone who we managed previously. He's like, oh, you're my favourite manager. And I wouldn't play for anybody else ever until we asked about signing him. And then he goes, yeah, but I don't really want to play for you again, Gaffer. So can I go and join somebody else? So after all the good work we did in 1 and 2, here we are. I don't think he ever heard about Spaffer. Puts it wide. A couple of changes, I think, for they're still 3 points behind Oxford, actually. Stacey's just over the top there. What's Vaughan Spafford's favourite sugar, half and spaff? I think it does, half and spaff. It probably makes more sense about it, pronounce it that, doesn't it? And then do we call him Sparford? I'm Sparfordus. I'm Spaffordus. No one else. Sparf and Sparf scarf wankers, is he? No northerners does not take into account. That's the problem in it. Like, you know, sometimes my accent gives away. But actually, here's the thing. I'll read this next week. But there's a dreadful tackle. He's got to go for that. There's a book the kids have got called the Wonky Donkey. Which of course is a lovely book if you don't have a northeast accent. Because if you've ever read it, there's things like the wonky donkey, and a lot of the words in donkey, the letters you don't pronounce or the sound. So like, there's things like clinky clanky wonky donkey, and it all just ends up being a bit of a noise, to be honest, towards the end. And to be fair, even my kids listening to me try and read it are like, they're pacing themselves laughing because they're like, what the fuck are you saying? Like, Daddy, you're not actually using words at this point, you're just literally making noises. Onky donkey, onky donkey, clink clanky onky. Northern ASM. Exactly that. It's clinky clanky, zinky zonky, wonky donkey. Kids just look at me just going, you made that up, Dad. You made that up. That's better. Look, 2-0 there against Bristol City. Everyone's very happy. 2-0, well done. Very soothing. Yeah, if you want vowels, like, don't come to me for vowels. Right, we don't need them. 3 points off the top, and with a game in hand over Oxford as well. So let's basically win the... we're not paying 10 million quid for Daniel Day-Lewis. I'm not having it, right? Just going to leave it. That's fine. Everyone's happy. Just click, 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 click. Aren't we good? Birmingham next. Then fucking Blackpool again. Just happy Christmas, everybody, by the way. We've just had the Boxing Day fixtures. Blackpool, Birmingham, Blackpool, Portsmouth, Stockport, Hull, Bolton, Carlisle. All that is going to happen. Do you say do you want bowels? Again, with a bit of a cold, it doesn't help either, does it? So that's also part of it. But presumably, I didn't. I can't confirm. Can't confirm. Right, let's have a little look around, shall we? Where should we go and drop a raid? Because I think we've had fun tonight, and I've just got to the point now. I'm like, let's switch things around now, because Christmas is over and done with for another year in our save. So we will, as I said, be back probably. It's gonna be Saturday or Sunday, I reckon. To be honest, so we'll do that. We're gonna go now, and there's a guy on here who's got a. Let me just double check exactly where we're at, because they've just gone on an ad break. Yeah, Insomnia. Thank you for closing. If you're about, come and hang out in Insomnia on Friday. That'd be quite good fun. So come and do that. And yeah, I think it'll be pretty decent. So let's go drop ourselves a rate, shall we? There's a guy here. He's got he's an Australian, I believe. 91 followers. Let's boost him up to 100, shall we? Yeah, let's go and do that. Go and give him some love. Right. Take care, everyone. Appreciate you all. Speak to you very soon. Go and give Adelaide UFC some love and a follow. And we will see you all very shortly. All the best. Bye now.
Must be just another story, right?
If I'm working an early shift on a Saturday, I'll put the A-League on. Okay, yeah. I mind seeing Daniel Azzani, which was pretty cool. Oh, we lost a goal there. An own goal, that's great. And this is the bad thing about this system. What do I do now? This system for me... Oh, hello, thanks for following. Tony Jamison FM is rating with a party. Yeah, thanks Tony Jamison, yeah. Northern Pilgrim, Barton, thanks for following. Dave Gooden, thanks for following, much appreciated, yeah. Yeah, Salty BFMA, thanks for following, much appreciated. Yeah, so this is a Champions League game. Yeah, thanks for following him. What's the save, mate? Yeah, Salty BFM, this is Verona in Italy, top flight Italian football. I'm in my 4th season, and I'm 5th on the ladder in the Italian top flight, and this is the Champions League stage. I'm 11th here. Drop the follows, everyone. Thanks. Yeah, we conceded 1 goal here. Yeah, Liverpool